Welcome to my Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. Welcome to my Asshole Podcast. Today is Sunday. Woo, baby. Oh, man. God dang. How is it going? How has the week been?
It's going great. It's a good day today. Today's Father's Day. If you're a father out there, happy Father's Day to you. Unless you're a cuck, then you're
That's crazy.
No, you don't get a happy Father's Day.
Oh, man.
If you don't stand up for your family, you don't do what's right by your kids, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, there's people out there that claim the title, don't deserve shit. If that's you, you don't deserve it. But everyone else, happy Father's Day, you know what I mean?
Or you're this guy.
Let's see this guy. Jesus.
Or you're this guy. A dad isn't the one who created the child. A dad is the one who takes that responsibility. He goes out of his way, even when that kid isn't his. Sloan, you're my best friend and such an amazing dad to Hosanna. The most amazing thing is she chose you. I hope one day you can find a woman who will treat you as well as you treat her. Crazy to co-parent with someone who's not my partner or her father. Like, bro, what? But here you are, our rock that holds the family together. Go best friend. Bro. Come on, man.
This is what I was talking about, cuck.
Like, bro, what are we talking about, man? Like, what the fuck? Like, why would you... Look, I get it. If you want to be a stepdad and you guys are dating and whatnot, cool, that's fine. But you're not even dating this girl and you're taking care of her kid.
Yeah.
Crazy work.
The fact that she would have the audacity to say he's being a dad, but like...
Man.
You know what I mean?
Being a dad is crazy. And then she's like, I hope you find a woman who will treat you as well as you treat her. Like...
Yeah.
Bruh.
And look, I'm not a man that's going to sit here and say, don't do what makes you happy, right? Because do whatever makes you happy. But you got to at least acknowledge that you're a cuck, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because 100% he's there hoping one day she'll realize, hey, you know, this is actually a good guy. He stepped up to be the dad. Let's date, whatever. But that's not what's going to happen.
Nah.
Especially because you're allowing... Right, and then it just, like, the amount of stuff that goes through my mind where, like, say you do find a woman that, you know, likes you, you get in a relationship, that woman's going to be like, why the fuck are you taking care of that lady's kid?
Oh, 100%.
She's then, your best friend's going to get mad at you and be like, well, why are you now choosing this new woman over your daughter?
No, bro.
No, you see? No, you're... Yeah.
Oh, bruh.
Do what makes you happy, but acknowledge that you're a cuck in this situation.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, bro. You're not thinking this through, brother. You're not. Sloan.
Dude.
You gotta start thinking about things a little bit deeper than this, brother.
Yeah,
like you're trying to win this long-term goal of like maybe she'll realize, but she's not gonna realize, and you're just causing yourself a bigger headache than you need to, brother.
Yeah. Damn, dude. I didn't think about that. She's going to sit there and be like, oh, but our family. What about our family?
Yeah. You're signing yourself up for a lot more than you realize.
Yeah, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that is
work.
The craziest thing. That is the craziest thing.
I got to get away. Yeah, dude. Dude, fuck
yeah, you're cooking yourself, man. Yeah. Cooking yourself. It's funny when you had said that. I was just like, "Dang, we got sent something." That I was like,
no,
because it's the truth, though, man.
It's the truth. It writes itself.
Yeah. All right. I wanted to see what you had thought about this. I thought this was crazy to think that 45% of Gen Z guys have never asked out a girl in real life.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a generational difference, right? And inherently nothing is ever bad or good, whatever, right? This is just something that's different, you know? The idea is just, if that's how Gen Z women want to be approached, or that's how everyone feels comfortable, then, like, we're not really harming anything, right? But the idea that there could be some repercussions or consequences that people wouldn't want still is prevalent, you know? The idea that, like, if you're too scared to approach people or talk to people in real life, they're going to have some issues where, like, everything's over text, where now conversations are probably going to be like, oh, shit, dude, like, I mean, I've seen videos making fun of it, but it's going to be a couple of different things of like, oh, ChatGPT, like my girl said she's pissed about this. What do I do?
Oh, that happens now.
Yeah. And that's the thing.
That happens now.
And then you're going to start having conversations where it's just like, babe, are you mad at me?
Yeah,
she's gonna text back like, yeah, because fucking whatever, and like, oh, babe, you know I love you.
They're texting
right next to each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's gonna be that shit where it's more comfortable to have a conversation over the phone through text or whatever versus in person, looking eye to eye kind of shit, you know? And it's like, hey, if that's what you guys want to do, then do it. You know what I mean? But you got to understand that there's natural consequences that come with it, you know?
Yeah, there are. And also, you know, it makes it to where it's like the next generation of adults, mind you, the next generation of adults are not going to have that that drive to kind of like go out, do things, create things, you know what I mean? Like our generation, I feel definitely was the last of that, where it's like we go out, we tackle, we have hard work ethic, we have all this stuff. Like kids nowadays, bro, like I get the whole work smarter, not harder. I get that 1000%. But at the same time, it's like that should not kill your drive, your want to, you know what I mean, to get out there and tackle. Like everybody, you know, it's just like, I think it started with the whole glorification of mental illness, where everybody is just like, oh yeah, I have ADHD. Oh, well, you have ADHD? Well, I have autism. Oh, you have autism? Well, I have this and that. And it's just like, it was glorified. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on here? Like, why would you glorify and like be competing on who has the worst mental illness? And that to me is kind of crazy when you think about it. And I think it's kind of the main reason why a lot of people in that generation kind of look at it like, oh, you know, because I have X, Y, and Z, that is a perfect excuse of why I can't do something or why I can't be a productive member of society. I can't get a job. I can't do this. And it's like, no, you can. You can't. You just don't want to. Right.
And that's where I recently have just started coming up with, and I'm not going to explain really too much on it, but the idea is whatever you want to believe is going to be true, whether it's fucking actually true or not. That's up to each individual, right? And one of the worst sayings that I would hear over and over again in the Marine Corps was perception is reality. And that's because the idea behind it was so fucked up, where it wasn't even really necessarily like, how would this be perceived? You can imagine what kind of reality I'm cultivating off of that. It's the idea that whatever even leaders in the Marine Corps would use, whatever I feel like is happening, and I'm going to go based off of that. And that was, to me, just something so disgusting that I didn't really fuck with it back then. I hated it. Now I've come more to terms with it, where I'm like, it really makes sense, but I want to make it clear that the idea of using it for the betterment of yourself is what you really should be using that notion for, right? If you perceive something as like beneficial or a reason to catapult yourself or to do better for X, Y, and Z outcome, then it makes sense, right? I.e., if I have ADHD, I need to try harder to achieve my goals. That makes sense, right? Or I have depression, I have autism, whatever. I need to know as much as I can in order to make sure I still have the success that I want. That makes sense, right? But to say that I can't do X, Y, and Z because of X, Y, and Z ailment, neurodivergency, or whatever the fucking case may be, is just enabling yourself to be a lazy member of society and a piece of shit, really.
Yeah.
And that's what I don't fuck with.
And this video perfectly encompasses why the saying perception is reality is stupid.
Stupid.
It's absolutely dumb. I'm going to show you guys.
LA City Council members Hugo Soto Martinez and Nithya Raman were on hand today to help remove the signs. They say the no cruising and no U-turn signs were put up in the 1990s to prevent people in the gay community from meeting up with other gay people.
Bro, what?
Yes, yeah.
They're saying that a U-turn sign and a no cruising sign meant that it was offensive to gay people. And I'm just like, come on, man. And that's what he's saying, is the whole perception is not reality. If you perceive those signs just as what they are, as you can't make a U-turn here, hey, you're not allowed to cruise here. If you perceive it as just that, it's like, dude, what the fuck, man? You can't just change the perception of what that sign is supposed to be just because that's how you feel. You know what I mean? No, the sign says that. That is what the sign is there for. That is what the sign is doing. It's like, what are we doing, man? That's like saying no left turn. That's like me being like, oh no, that no left turn sign, I don't like that. I don't like that because that's offensive to me. And it's like, what? No, this is just simple traffic laws. This is just simple, this is how they want the city to work. I don't know what else to tell you, man. I really don't. I thought that was crazy. And then once you had said that, I was just like, facts. Because perception is not reality, dude.
Yeah.
They're like, people are not out to just put up signs and do all this kind of stuff to like secretly hate gay people or to secretly hate a certain type of people. It's like, no, these signs apply to everybody.
and that's what I get at with the idea of like, whatever you say is going to be true, because wholeheartedly, I mean, we could just say, yeah, someone up there in power in the government, whoever the fuck, was like, yeah, you know what, dude, like, I'm going to put these no U-turn signs out here, and I hope it really hurts gay people, like the LGBTQ community. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, cool, fantastic. You know what I mean? Right? Now that you know that, like, are you going to stop being gay? Are you really inhibited from being who you are?
But is his perception your reality? No. No, and that's what I mean. It's like, even if let's say they did do that. Let's say we did have a mayor that was like, yeah, put these signs up so that way we can get these gay people out of these areas. Let's say that. His perception is not your reality. Just because there's a no U-turn sign is not stopping you from going in that neighborhood. It's not stopping you from doing what you want to do in that. Like he said, it's not stopping you from being gay.
Yeah.
Like, his perception is not reality, bro.
Yeah. And
it's not.
It all depends on what you accept, and that's what I'm getting at with the idea of like, whatever you say is going to be true, regardless of it's a benefit for you or a benefit against you, right? You're going to have some type of perception that you will build into your own reality, and that's going to be either a limiting belief or a uplifting belief, right? And that's what I'm getting at, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, I have the idea of I have ADHD, so I need to try this much harder to become successful, or I'll never be successful because I have ADHD. Mm-hmm. It's up to you. Whichever one you pick is going to be the one that's going to be correct. So why pick I can't be gay here, or they're discriminating against me because they put these U-turn signs?
Yeah.
They put these U-turn signs, so I'm going to be extra gay here. You know what I mean? Like, whatever the case may be for you guys, you know, like, obviously there's still people out there that are going to be like, why does there have to be a sign in at all, whatever the case may be? That's not up to me. I can't control, you can't control what people do or put up, whatever the case may be.
But that's what I'm saying, though. It's like,
what does it matter?
It's like, even if there's a sign that is, let's say it is meant for that. Let's say it is. Like, why does that change anything? There's no reality. There's no perception that changes anything about your life. Like, It doesn't. You're not going to get arrested for walking past that sign. You're not going to get there's not going to be any repercussions, this and that. No. Like, what the fuck is going on? And if somebody does decide to do something to you, well, guess what? They're in the wrong.
Yeah.
They're in the wrong. You can press charges on them and call the police.
Yeah.
Like, again, it doesn't change shit. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, bro, no, your perception is not reality.
Yeah.
Reality is what it is, and it's that. These signs, you don't have to get them taken down or whatever. It's like you guys are choosing to do this. I feel like a lot of times with communities that kind of have, I don't want to say like power or whatever, but you know, they effectuate some kind of change. Let's say they effectuate some kind of good change and they're like, yeah, this is good for our community. And it's like, yeah, everyone agrees with it. I feel like once they have that, like that win under their belt, they're like, now let's start getting nitpicky about shit. You know, just let's just, what offends you guys? What do we not like? Let's just go after just any little tiny thing. Another example of this is the whole stop killing games movement. You know, they got gambling and they got loot boxes and all that shit out of video games and stuff like that, which was fantastic. That was a big W, super big win. But now they're going after companies because they're like, oh, we don't want you to sell your games on multiple platforms because there are certain countries that don't have access to these platforms. Like they look at it like you're selling your game on Steam and you're selling your game on Epic Game Stores and you're selling your game on another launcher. They're like, no, we only want you to sell it on Steam. And it's like, that's an L for gamers, because if for whatever reason you don't have access to Steam, or your country, you know, doesn't have access to it for whatever reason, or, you know, say you're banned from Steam. I don't know. You did some stupid shit and you got banned from Steam, but you still want to play a certain game. You can go download it off of other launchers. Like, that's good. But they look at it like, no, that's corporate greed. That's why the games are so expensive, is because they're doing that. They try to justify the price because they're putting it on multiple platforms. And I'm like, I can understand the logic behind it, but that's still an L for gamers, dude. I can understand the logic, but it's still an L, because say I don't have, or I main a certain launcher. If my game is not on that launcher that I really want to play, and I go find it on another launcher, then great. But if I'm stuck with one launcher because this is the only launcher that games come out on, and my country puts a ban on it, or I get banned from it, or there's a restriction on it or something like that, well, guess what? You're locking us out of these games. And,
it really is just like you said, you know, the idea that I think a lot of people just want as much control over specifics to the point of it just becomes this like song and dance, or like this dog and pony show of like how specific can I get before I break someone, you know?
Yeah.
And that for me is just like, yeah, I really, it makes no sense, because I mean, the idea that you can do whatever you want and be as happy as you want is like cool and all, but like the reality of life is like no one ever gets that freedom for very long, you know? And it's just kind of selfish in a way to think that like you or even one group or you know, everyone should be able to have that at any time, no matter what. You know what I mean? Because there's there's way too much that could go wrong with that notion if everything was so as whimsical as anyone wanted it to be, you know?
Yeah.
And a lot of people will be like, well, it's not even like as whimsical as they wanted it to be. It's just like basic human right, where it's like, well, we already agreed that perception is reality. So the idea that you or even a specific group or a collective of people have this same perception as reality doesn't make it true. You know what I mean? So like to go out and like for your gamer example there, where it's like, oh, I'd rather it be all on one platform, or I don't like that it's separated, is like, well, there's probably people out there that really just don't give a fuck, and it's probably like a small group of people that give a fuck, and they're like, well, what about them?
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, bro, like, what about them? You know what I mean? Like, okay, they get excluded, and what? Are you in that group? No. And if they're speaking from that group, there's workarounds that they could do, but they want the corporate or like the higher up entity to bend to them versus trying to figure something else out and just having a workaround, which is why the Pirate Bay was up and around and thriving for fucking years until the FBI was like, you know what, dude, this is kind of becoming a problem, so they fucking cut it. You know what I mean? But like, it was a thriving thing that people knew about, and no one really gave a fuck until the right people did. But like, at the end of the day, it's like, that's what it was. You know what I mean? Like, people were like, dude, this is an injustice. They found a workaround, and people were fine with it until it really became a problem. Yeah,
because my thing is, like, do you really think that your happiness is worth affecting other people's happiness? Because I get wanting to be happy, I get wanting to do things that make you happy, I get wanting to, you know, have things, I guess, go your way. But it's like, you also have to look at the people that you're affecting, because not everybody's gonna agree. You know what I mean? Like, sure, you'll have a core group of people that will agree 1000%, but you also have to think about, okay, are there more people that agree with me, or are there more people that disagree with me? Because if you're the minority and you're over here trying to fight for something that a majority of people don't give a fuck about, it's like you're going to be harming the majority of people while making the minority of people happy. And it's like, why? For what? You know, like, the rest of us don't give a shit, dude. You know what I mean? And that's the type of shit that I'm talking about. That's why that taking down the signs and all that stuff was dumb, because it's like, you're looking at the tiniest little population of people, and you're like, yeah, let's make these people happy, and then everybody else around, they're just gonna have to fucking deal with it. Who cares? Yeah. It's like, dude, that's like a big fuck you to everybody else, where it's just like, why do I have to care about what such a small little community want? Like, I don't care. Like, why am I a bad person because I don't care about that? Like, to me, it's just baffling. I think the world right now has gotten to a point where we've overcorrected so much to where it's just like the littlest tiny things you're supposed to care about, and you're supposed to blow it up and make it this huge thing. It's just like, bro, nobody really cares. Yeah. Nobody really cares. All right. This video, I only saw a little bit of this video because it got sent to me yesterday. But I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
I've seen this video, and it's the exact display of women being poisoned by the idea of being held accountable.
All right. You keep lying, saying I'm threatening you, so I'm recording to protect myself. Her saying stop laughing made me want to laugh at her more. Yeah, what the get her, bruh. Then why are you walking to her? Bro. No, I got this one to protect myself. She's trying to attack me. No. Stop threatening me. See, she's saying I'm threatening her. I'm not saying nothing to her. It's to protect me. Once the law get here, who they gonna believe? Her white ass or my black ass? Bro. I don't say this very often, but I do think it a lot. Women are just not afraid of consequences. They're just not. They look at it like consequences don't apply to me, and I can do, say, and be whatever the fuck that I want, and people are just going to accept it. Who cares? It's like it's like she's pretty much just like, stop touching me, Rigger, stop touching me. It's like, bro, you're walking towards her. Why are you saying get away from me while walking towards her, bro? Oh my.
I would say arguably they are afraid of consequences, which is why they try very hard to make the consequences go to someone else. And this is a display of that, where I forget the story behind this, right? It was something where she was like upset, like the white lady was upset by the black girl in some instance for some reason. And so with her, she was like, how can I get this lady consequences? She's threatening me. Yes, excellent. So she's threatening me. So lady pulls out her phone, starts recording, and she's like, fuck, dude, I don't have enough evidence here. I might be held accountable for what I'm doing if I don't really make this a bigger deal than it needs to be, you know? And so from there, she starts like, if I just use enough tears, enough yelling, enough whatever, right? Someone who's not in the situation will hear and be like, you know what?
She must have done something wrong.
Yes, she must have done something wrong. I'm going to use my outside perception as reality to hold this lady accountable, get her consequences. Yeah. And so that's why, as well as women will do this, certain women will do this thing of like, I have this idea in my mind of who I am, and I cannot let it be displayed that I'm not that person. So I will do whatever I can to skew reality in order to make sure that that image is maintained, not only to myself, but to the outside world. And this is why she was throwing a fit, whatever, yada, yada, because in her mind, she's the victim in this scenario. And she cannot allow that to not be bestowed upon her. So she's doing everything that she can, where she's like, if I get close, provoke her enough, she'll hit me. Or if I yell loud enough, someone else will step in and say that she was threatening her. Whatever, right? She's trying to do everything that she can in order to make sure that that victim mindset in her brain stays attached to her and she can still be perceived as such.
Yeah.
So this is why she's doing X, Y, and Z, throwing that fit, and she's like, dude, the camera's gonna fuck all that up, dude, so I have to try even harder.
Yeah, that's why she was like, get that camera away, get it away from her. Yeah. So much that she was like, and my thing is, I'm like, dude, it's crazy how much like grace women get in public situations like that. If that was a dude, they would have been tackled him and fucking, you know what I mean? There'd have been like 6 dudes on top of him. Like, she literally was running around that whole place doing like, what the fuck is going, like,
let a man have tried to approach a woman even for a split second. There'd have been, like you said, 6 dudes beating the shit out of her.
Yeah, like bro,
dude, what are you doing? She's just got a camera out and you're just approaching her aggressively? Kill him. You know what I mean?
Like, what are we doing here?
The idea is like, brother, the idea is like you said, you know, again, they're just so afraid of consequences. They're like, no, I can't have some shit happen to me. I can't have accountability or consequences near me, dude. I have to figure out something. And so from there, she threw that fit, and luckily it was 2 women, right? Because one of them being a man, he probably would have been castrated and fucking hung or something.
Oh, yeah. Like, even if he was the actual victim in that situation, like, they still would have just been like, nope, you did something wrong. Nope, then beat you to death.
Yep.
And it's just like, dude, what the fuck is going on here? Like, and that's what I mean, though, is that they're not really afraid of consequences because they're willing to just do all that. Like, what you said makes sense.
Yeah.
I do understand that 100%, and I agree with it. But I think because they don't fear the consequences of what will happen, or, you know, who is around them, or even just like them getting kicked out or the police being called or anything like that. They're just like, there's so much in that space, but I don't care. I don't care if the police get called on me. I don't care if I get in trouble. I don't care who's around me. I don't care if any of that. Like, I'm not getting my way. I'm not getting my way. So I am going to kick, scream, and I'm going to do what I can. Because that's why I agree with you with the whole, you know, she was trying to provoke that woman into like hitting her or pushing her or something like that. That's why she was just like, I'm not getting my way. I need to get my way. So I'm going to do whatever it takes to get my way. I don't give a fuck about any consequence, that woman is going to touch me. Like,
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. That's why I say, like, they're not afraid of consequences, because if they're not getting their way, they will do anything and everything to get their way, regardless of the consequences. They're like, I don't give a fuck. Once I get my way, I win. It's me. You know? Yeah.
I think both things are true at the same time.
I do.
Honestly. Yeah.
I do. I think it is. And in most cases, you know, I mean, I would say that you're right in most cases, just on the simple fact that a lot of women can't take L's.
Yeah.
You know, they can't at all. Like, if a guy is just like, oh, you know, I'm not interested in you, or oh no, you know, I don't really want to continue this or whatever. They go
Ballistic,
fucking nuclear,
yeah.
and they're just exploding, and you're just like, whoa, hold up, chill, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't see you that way. Sorry to say it. You know what I mean? So yeah. All right. I wanted to go over this video. I've never seen it. I know you've seen it, but I wanted to go over this one because I know.
And this is what we talked about with the idea of a lot of men kind of get it confused where it's like, she said X, Y, and Z or whatever.
Oh.
You can't believe what women say. Or women always tell the truth in the very instance that they say it, not all the time. Not they don't mean it though for a long period of time.
Okay.
But yeah.
A hypocrite. What, I'm not the right kind of monster for you?
It's not what you are. It's what you do. They never hurt anybody. You've killed people, Jake.
I'm designed to kill.
I don't care.
I've killed people before.
It does not matter.
You're such a hypocrite.
She and I'm telling you, 100%, she meant that when she spoke it to Jake, right?
I think that was his name.
Yeah.
Jacob. Yeah.
Jacob.
Okay.
I've seen the movies. I just forget. Okay, I'll be real. I've seen the movies.
Oh, 100%. I've seen them all. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. I took my cousin to see them all.
Yeah.
She wanted to see him, so.
But yeah, she meant it 100% when she spoke to Jacob, because for her, Jacob was not that guy.
Oh, 100%. And that's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, when you're not that guy, bro, you're just not.
Yes.
And you have to understand that, like, if you have to go to such lengths to get a girl to like you or notice you, bro, she don't like you, man. It is what it is, because you got to understand, like, for him, the amount of times, I wish I would have saved it. There's a video where they're like, Bella should have chose Jacob because Jacob actually saved her more than the other guy did. And I was like, no. And he like showed all the times that he saved her versus I forgot the other dude's name.
Edward.
There you go. Edward saved her maybe like 6 or 7 times throughout the entirety of all the movies.
Yeah.
But he saved her like 13 times.
Yeah.
And the thing is like, he was constantly saving her, doing these big grand gestures and all this kind of stuff. Still lost the girl, because it's like, bro, it doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter what you say, doesn't matter, you know, what it is. Like, if she don't like you, bro, she don't like you.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. If you're sitting there thinking like, oh man, I really like this girl and I'm gonna do this big gesture to win her over, bro, cooked. You've already lost her.
Yeah.
You've already lost her. She doesn't like you. Okay, she just doesn't.
And it's very interesting too, because in the comments someone says 5'11" versus 6 foot, right? That is, it's a very, it is a very nuanced comment, right? But it makes a lot of sense, because if you comparatively speaking,
Or
compare the like Jacob's like tribe and like his family and stuff like that versus Edward's, right? So Jacob and them, they're werewolves. They're very tribal in a sense, right? If you like look back on it, they're very tribal. It's very like pack mentality kind of thing.
Yep.
Jacob doesn't have a lot of power in his community, right? Like I think he starts to build it and like start to take over or something like that. I don't remember specifically, but he doesn't really have a lot of power in his community, whereas Edward, on the other hand, him and his family have been alive for generations.
Yeah.
They're very involved in like the vampire council. Like, Edward's got a lot of pull. He's got a lot of power.
they got a lot of money.
He's got a lot of money, and he's a powerful, mysterious being, right?
Yeah.
So it's the idea of like, they're both very like, but the idea is still, you know, depending on what side you stand on, right? Werewolves versus vampires. Some people believe that werewolves are a lot stronger than vampires. Just depends on what we're looking at. But the idea is still, even with Jacob saving her more than Edward. More than Edward, putting in the most work, being like, you know, if you've watched the movies, like overcoming so much like odds, that kind of thing, and her still friend zoning him because of how readily available he was to her, really puts into perspective that idea of like 5'11" versus 6 foot, where it's like they were very much not too far off from each other as being that guy. It's just that Edward had a little bit more of that mystery and like that class, versus like Jacob was just always there trying to be there for Edward. For Edward. It's not gay.
Bella.
For Bella, I forgot her name. That's why I said Edward. Trying to be there for Bella. She was like, dude, you're not really worth anything to me.
Yeah.
And for her, she had to do what we talk about a lot. It's like she had to upplay for her, not upplay,
men who
she had to compete and try her hardest to actually win Edward's favor, where he was like, look, like the whole time, if you watch it right, the whole time Jacob's like, we can be together, like give me a chance. Edward's like, yeah, we cannot be together, please stop trying to be with me. And she's like, no, I don't care, like the whole time, right? And so the idea is like she is trying to qualify herself for Edward, Jacob is trying to qualify for her, right?
Yeah.
When in reality, there's two way stronger beings than her, right?
Yeah.
And arguably, it's hard to tell the difference between who's stronger between the two of them. It's just the idea of he put himself in this role to her, she put herself in this role to him, and Edward's like, I've been alive for centuries, I don't give a fuck.
Edward's just like, man, I've had bitches like you all
day.
Yeah, like I don't really care, and that's what a lot of women like. Like this whole, we want guys to yearn and chase and all that, but no, they don't, bro. Women want a guy who is just so nonchalant, I don't give a fuck, where they are the ones pretty much vying for your attention. They're the one, and I'm gonna show you a video that exactly proves exactly what you were saying, where women want to be the ones that are qualifying themselves to the guy versus the guy qualifying for her.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna show you this video. This is from an actual psychologist.
Yeah.
And he talks to men and women, of various age groups, nationalities, creeds, all that kind of stuff. And this is kind of what he's noticed. And I agree with him wholeheartedly.
who are doing the bare minimum are the men who are doing it right. You can almost hear the angry comments from here. That's right, men should do as little as possible when courting women in today's day and age. And today I'm going to walk through 3 reasons why that might be the case. You can be the judge. Let's get to it. First and foremost, it's important to understand that you can never move backwards with women. That is, whatever you do serves as the standard against which future efforts are compared. This means that if you come right out of the gate with a lot of effort and provision and consideration, then you've just created a logistically impossible relationship. It's going to be very difficult to maintain that level of effort, let alone top it. And trust me, even if you are able to maintain that level of effort throughout the entirety of your relationship, it wouldn't be enough.
Correct.
This is because women grow acclimated to the treatment they receive and the lifestyle they enjoy. The same effort that might wow them in the beginning will hardly seem impressive or important a year or two from now.
Yes.
So if you come out doing everything you could possibly do, congratulations, you just painted yourself into a corner, muchacho. A smart man gives his relationship a lot of runway. And why is that? Because the game does not run on gratitude, ladies and gentlemen. I wish it were true. I wish people stayed together because of the gratitude they feel in their hearts for what their partner has done for them in the past, but they do not. That said, people do often stay together out of guilt. Guilt, keeps people together, the guilt they would feel for leaving someone who has done so much for them. But no one stays because they're grateful. They stay, when they stay, because they feel guilty. And a relationship that is only held together with the glue of guilt is not a relationship that you should make an effort to save. It's important to know when to pull the plug. In any case, when courting a woman, it's a good idea to start small so that you have some place to go in the context of the relationship. Which brings us to the second reason why as little as possible makes sense. It establishes the proper reinforcement protocol for your relationship. Namely, the more someone does what you want them to do, the more you reward them with the things that they want. When men come right out of the gate with princess treatment, buying women flowers and planning expensive dates and sweeping them off their feet, which, spoiler alert, will be rebranded as love bombing when it doesn't work out,
Yes,
these men
God.
set the wrong standard for their relationships. Because what the fuck have those women done to deserve any of that? Without establishing better treatment as a consequence of good behavior, men who do this are directly responsible for making modern women as entitled as they are. Why wouldn't they believe that they don't have to lift a finger to justify the princess treatment that they would prefer to receive? In their own minds, they are the table, right? Well, how did that belief get there, my dude? Don't be fooled. An abstract ideology like feminism isn't nearly as reinforcing as concrete cash and prizes. Behind every entitled woman is a string of men who fucked up.
Accurate.
Yep.
Accurate.
And that is exactly the reason why I always say you can't just sit there. You're a guy that has no self-respect for himself if you're just buying a girl things for no reason.
Yeah.
So many dudes sat there and they wanted to be like, oh no, man, what I can't be nice. Oh, what I can do. And I would always sit there. I'm like, no, dude, you can't just buy her shit. Even psychology proves me right and correct. I hate being right all the time, but man, sometimes you motherfuckers gotta realize, bro, like, there ain't no caps in my raps, man. This is actual real shit, man. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're not that guy to that girl, that is the guy that you're going to be. You're going to be the guy that's going to sit there. You're going to buy her all this expensive stuff. You're going to take her out on these dates. You're going to lead with your wallet, as they say. He also even talked about love bombing. That's one of those things where it's like when you're doing a lot for the girl and then you guys get to the point where you're like, all right, I'm handing her the baton and she don't do shit. And then she's sitting there wondering what the fuck's going on. Then you lose interest and you leave, or you just kind of stick around, you know, because you guys are having sex or whatever, you know, and then they're like, oh, he love bombed me, oh, da, da, da. And it's the idea of like, well, because you didn't do anything.
Yeah.
You didn't do anything to deserve us moving from the, you know, dating and talking stage to being boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, bro, this was such a gem of a video because it was like so many things that I've talked about in one video that proves me correct. And it does it with through somebody who's in academia. You know what I mean? Like, they sit there, oh, well, you don't have a degree. Oh, you can't say that. All right, cool. I'll get somebody who does have a degree to say exactly what I'm fucking saying to you. Yeah. You know, like, it's insanity to me. But it goes back to what you were saying as to where if you're sitting there trying to qualify to a girl and you're doing all these things, taking her out on expensive dates, buying her flowers all the time, buying her shit for no fucking reason, well, she's not going to like you. Yep. Versus the guy that she's trying to qualify herself for, where she's the one doing all those things, she's going to be a lot more grateful for when she does get that guy. She's going to be a lot more appreciative when she does finally date that guy and she's with him. You know what I mean? So that's why when you had said that, I was like, this video is perfect because guys will sit there and they'll do the most, wonder why they don't get the girl, and then, you know, for some reason it's her fault, or, you know what I mean, they look at it like, well, what's going on? Oh, why? I don't know what happened. Oh, why doesn't she like nice guys and all this and that? No, bro. No. It's the fact that you decided to put yourself in a position where she sees you as less than, and that's it. Again, we did a situation. Remember that situation where homie was like, "Oh man, I got into the gym. I like you guys said, I got a 6-pack, but girls still don't want to date me."
Yes. Yep.
That is exactly this.
Yep.
It's like you did all of that thinking the girls were just going to magically change. No. Why? Because women can't go backwards.
Yep.
Once they see you as something,
Yes.
they see you as a friend, they see you as a coworker, they see you as whatever.
A cuck.
It ain't changing, bro.
Yep.
Oh yeah, like the first guy we went over.
Yep.
Yeah.
Once they see you as a cuck, you're a cuck.
Yeah, she's never gonna see you as a guy that can be an actual like guy that she's gonna date and marry and be with. No, she's like, he's taking care of my kid and I don't have to have sex with him or do anything for him. Sweet dude.
Yeah.
That's where he's gonna be forever. Like nothing's changing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I encourage you guys, go watch. And a lot of people will be like, "Oh, it's a chick flick, whatever. I don't care." Go watch all of Twilight, and you'll see the difference of what we're talking about. Watch how easily Jacob was trying to upgrade her for doing jack shit, other than being in his life and them having that prior relationship of knowing each other. Where I don't remember specifics too well, but the idea was like he was like moving up in rank or some shit, or like they were doing some tribal ritual, and he was like, he invited her over, and all the females in the tribe were like, "Who the fuck is this snotty bitch in our like area, you know?" And she was over there judging the shit out of them, making like not really giving a fuck about like anything that was going on in their tribe, which is like they had a culture and like traditions that they were doing, you know, but she was like, "I don't really give a fuck about any of this," you know. But Jacob's trying to include her because he's like, "Dude, I want you to be a part of everything that I'm like stepping into," you know. And on the flip side of that, Edward, I forgot his name, Edward, was kind of just like, you know, this chick is kind of interesting, but at the same time, like, I've been through 150 billion of these. I'm not doing this. And she was like, "Wait, what? Why did I see you before?" And so like he had that idea of like, you know, like, let me see if I could toy with this lady a little bit, you know.
Yeah. He was like, "Mr. President, we got her."
Yeah, we got her. He's like flashed little bits of like, you know, I kind of have this dope life. And she's like, "Dope life? What do you mean?"
Yeah,
and from there, she was trying to qualify like, what can I be a part of? Because he's like, "Dude, I got bigger fish to fry. Like, there's huge shit going on, right? Like, the war between werewolves and vampires, and like some of the vampires that want to just like fucking fuck people up, like the evil vampires, and like the good ones that like I don't know what the fuck they were doing. Like they had some blood substitute or whatever, so they weren't eating people or something anymore.
They wanted to get all vampires on this blood substitute so that way they didn't have to hurt people. They could live alongside humans.
So that's the idea. Like he had a mission that he was accomplishing. She just kept trying to get in the fucking way and like also prove that she could be of use in those scenarios, right? Where she would be like, "Turn me," or "Use me as bait," or whatever the fucking case may be. And he was like, I mean, fuck, dude, you just kind of bugging me too much, I guess, right? where Jacob the whole time is like, "Be careful," you know, like, "Don't, he's a monster, yada yada yada." And like he said there, like, I'm the wrong kind of monster. In reality, yes, because regardless, one swipe of the paw, you fucking kill her, and that's, you know, what do you have plenty of women in your tribe that you could fucking date, but you're showing that she doesn't need to do anything to be special, so she doesn't care. Yeah. Whereas Jacob is like, "I've seen 150,000 of you, I don't care." And she's like, "Well, I can qualify to be different." And that's the thing. If you watch the whole thing through, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah. All right. This video I thought was funny, and it also kind of like it goes back to what we were talking about with the lady that was screaming in the thing.
Yeah, in the store.
Yeah. But obviously this is just kind of a more different situation. And to me, I'm just like, bro, because they actually go to the length of like cops showing up and all this kind of stuff. And you're going to see like the just absolute craziness. Because this is actually a man to a woman. Yeah. You know how we put the scenario of like, dude, if this was a guy, like shit would be escalated like crazy. Well, here's an example of what it would be like if it was a guy to a girl. Right. But the guy is the one holding the camera.
Ladies.
How you doing?
Good, I'm Allie. Nice to meet you.
I'm Nay.
Hey, Nay, what's up? What's going on? You lost your keys?
Yeah, lost the keys to the car and I need to hurry up and get in here. I'm trying to go do my thing.
What happened here?
Oh, you know how to fix this or something?
No.
Okay, how much you gonna cost to get my key? Man?
It's 300 because it's a push start, right?
How long it's gonna take?
About 15-20 minutes.
I gotta get something out of this glove compartment.
Go ahead.
Oh my god. I think you can. Sir, was you just in the glove compartment?
What do you mean?
Was you just in the glove compartment? Did you go through the glove compartment?
No, I didn't touch anything. I'm just doing this. I'm programming it. What do you
I'm
mean?
missing money and I'm trying to figure out where the is my money at.
You think I really took your money?
Ew.
Obviously it was in there.
I know
Dude,
she
don't,
should not be
I'm a
wearing
locksmith, dude. I can't do my work. I don't came for your money.
Because you a
I didn't
locksmith,
touch
don't mean
it.
that people can't steal. People obviously steal.
I didn't touch your shit. You really think if I'm gonna... Yo, bro, chill. I'm a locksmith. If I decide to cross the lines, you're not gonna be my target, boy. I can unlock anything I want.
The police come over here and they'll get it together.
Call the
You about to get your... Yes, I need someone to come to my address because this locksmith just stole my money from out of my envelope and it was $500. I need somebody here now, please.
You really think I took it?
Yeah.
He's not Hispanic. I apologize. He's not Hispanic. He might be Latino.
It doesn't matter what I am. I'm a person. I'm a human being.
$500.
Yeah, right, man. I'm a locksmith. Hold on. No. Let's.
She called. We talked to her first.
I respect everything. I have everything recorded. She's trying to avoid payment. That's what's up.
I understand.
That's the case here.
I've been doing this 14 years. Give me a
Thank
second.
you. I'm a locksmith. You really think I need your money? I'm
You
not.
interrupt again, I'm going to put you in handcuffs. Okay, boss.
All right, that cop is.
Now, what's your thing?
Okay, I appreciate you.
At any point, did you go in the glove compartment and take the 5?
No, but here's the deal, man.
That's all I needed.
Yep, never. Now
all I need.
you can search my car. All I have there is 20s,
I don't have any
10s,
cause to do that.
5s. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Everybody here is about to go to jail. Every single person here is about to go to jail.
Yeah, that cop's fed up. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh man,
Took the
yeah.
money? The baby daddy took the money? Okay.
All because her baby daddy took the money.
I am so sorry.
So you owe me $300.
Sorry I got frustrated.
And I'm not trying to give you guys. Hey, I respect you all. I'm not trying to give you her.
I could be a big girl and apologize that you didn't take it. It was just that you was being real fucking weird.
Sorry for interrupting you.
That's okay. That's okay.
How was that weird?
Okay, hey, look, we're all. Are you guys going to be able to agree on
I just.
for services when we leave here?
Yeah, I'm a big girl.
Okay.
All right. That's what I mean. It's like, dude, when it, like I said, we saw the video of that lady in the thing, right? And how nobody fucking touched her for the longest time. But when it's a dude, they're going to the extremes of like,
Yeah.
Yo, what the fuck? What's going on here? Did you touch her shit? Da-da-da. And it's like, bro, and then they come out of nowhere. Oh, her baby daddy took it. Oh, we're sorry. Oh, bruh, why didn't you think about that nigga first? Why didn't you think, oh yeah, it might have been him. Let me call him. No, you just went straight to accusing this dude. Like, bro, it's crazy to me. And I'm like, dude, what?
Yeah, I mean, it's just really, really sad because the idea is, I agree. It does appear that she was trying to get out of paying for that service.
Oh, yeah.
She heard $300 and was like, oh, yeah, it's in the glove compartment. How can I spin this so I get out of this?
Yeah.
Perfect. He stole. This should scare him off, and I won't have to pay.
And once the cops got there and believed him, I think she was like, oh, shit, hold on. Oh, yeah, it was my baby daddy. Yeah, never mind. Sorry about that.
I do apologize. Shut the fuck up. Honestly.
Yeah, like, what are you doing, bro? Why you think that you could just do that shit? And that's what I mean, though. It's like she felt like she could get away with it because it was a guy. She was just like, oh yeah, they're gonna believe me over this guy. And that's the type of shit that I'm like, what the fuck, man? And it's insane. They don't fear consequences, bro. They just look at it like, I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. I can say what I want to say. I can act how I want to act. And people are going to just be okay with it and believe me. Yeah. And then once they don't, they're like, oh shit, no, I'm sorry, never mind. It was just all a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Like,
and this is a prime example of, like I said before, both of those things being true. she was like, I don't give a fuck about the consequences. Nothing's going to happen to me. But then I'm pretty sure once he was like, I can leave you guys as adults, right? Like, you can pay for the services. She was like, yeah, if I say no, I'm going to get cooked up here. I'm not letting that happen to me. So, yeah, I'm a big girl now, right?
Yeah.
Because whole time, she knew she could pay for it. She just didn't want to, right?
Yeah. That's exactly what it was. She didn't want to. She was just like, no, let me try to get up out of this accountability for paying for this. And I'm just like, bro, come on, man. Okay, this next one, this kind of pissed me off so much because she's making it out to seem like the guy was being weird, and I'm like, no, bitch, you're being weird. And then I think he was just like, okay, this is what we're doing. And so then since he went along with it, she was just like, yeah, you got him. He's weird. He's stupid. This and that. And it's like, what? But it's also a good example of like, guys, don't go along with a girl if she's doing dumb shit. Like, if you're having a normal conversation with her and she decides to just be random and weird, and she's like, bro, just walk away, or stop talking to her. Like, I think I get what he was doing. He looked at it like, oh, this is the vibe, so I'm just gonna like match her vibe or whatever. Fuck that whole matching vibe thing. If a girl ever acts like this or does something similar to this, bro, you just dip. Like, have self-respect for yourself. But yeah, we're gonna play this video. I wanted to get your take on it, Rick Four.
Hey, what's going on, Christy? I just figured I'd send you a voice message so you could actually hear what I sound like in real time. I hope your morning's going well. I'm currently driving to work right now. Today's my last day out of 6 days as a nurse. I work 6 days on, 8 days off. That's kind of my schedule right now. But yeah, after today, I got 8 days off. Lucky me. But yeah, I just wanted to say what's up. So hands down, that was the best response. Made no sense, but that was literally like the best response I think I've ever received on this app. Good morning to you.
Time for Teletubbies. Time for Teletubbies. Tinky winky, tinky winky. Dipsy, dipsy, la la, la la. Po, po. Teletubbies, Teletubbies, Teletubbies. Say hello, hello. Teletubbies big hug.
Yeah.
I'm a little confused. What? So did she like post something else where she's like, this guy's weird, or like, because you had mentioned that she was trying to make it out that he was being weird.
She had I think she had another post on her thing. Okay, yeah, because this is the continuation of that.
Okay.
Yeah, somewhere in the comments, yeah, because she was in the comments kind of like, because people were just like, bro, what the fuck is going on here? And she's like, oh, well, then you date them, he's weird and this and that. I don't remember the exact comment, but okay, we'll watch the continuation.
Yeah, let's see it. So when's the wedding?
Man, you are insufferable.
Insufferable. That was just like, listen, you just sent me 2 chats that was literally gibberish, and that's like the best response I think I've ever gotten on this app. Like, completely just fucking goofy as fuck. Like, I don't know. That was awesome. So yeah, when's the wedding? So I'm just kidding. You don't have to answer that. But yeah, no, that was an awesome response. Anyways, hope your night's going well. I just got done running to the grocery store. I ran a mile today, did some trading, did some investing, and I'm currently chilling.
I need some ice cream so bad. Chocolate vanilla swirl with cookie crunch, please.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm kind of starting to get a clearer picture here. Whoever the dude is, I'm just gonna say this now, dude. We can tell you're lonely. We can tell you're very lonely.
You're thirsty as fuck, bro. Like, you need a tall glass of water, bro.
Which is fine, you know. Obviously, the male loneliness epidemic hits all of us, right? This is not the most down bad I've seen anyone be, so I won't hold it against you. However, you're letting the loneliness affect your ability to understand what is happening in front of you, where she's trying to scare you off and you're not letting it work. Probably because you spent your whole day running, going to the gym, day trading, just so you could say it, you know?
Yeah.
Your life is not really as busy as you make it seem. You're being performative, really. And we can all see it.
Yeah, 100%.
It's very, very obvious, and it's kind of sad in a way, but the idea is still, you just weren't recognizing the signs, because I know for you, you're like, best response ever, A+, yada, 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 like trying to get her to like you. But the idea that she's not responding with any type of substance and you're rewarding it is crazy work, you know?
Like, bro, it's like this. It's this whole like, oh, match my vibe thing. No, bruh. No, bitch, you match my vibe. Fuck are we talking about here? Like, you don't sit there like that's perfectly how you said it. You don't reward this kind of behavior. If a girl wants to do some shit like that, like after he did his introduction, which I think that is a great thing you should do on dating apps, is let them hear your voice, let them hear how you speak, you know, be very casual. Hey, you know, how are you? This is my schedule, you know, my availability, you know what I mean? I work and do this and blah, blah, blah. You know, it's a good icebreaker, allows her to kind of feel like, okay, I have enough to kind of create a conversation on or keep the conversation going. But I mean, after that first, you know, one, you don't sit there and be like, best response, like, no, bruh. After that, unmatch immediately. Have respect for yourself. So many dudes just don't have fucking self-respect for themselves, and they sit there, oh, bro, but like, oh, but you know, and I'm just like, dude, you're fucking dumb. I'm telling you, guys are so afraid to walk away from women. They're so afraid of doing it. They cannot walk away from girls. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing, man? They're so afraid to walk away from the possibility of getting the coochie or the possibility of getting with her. Oh, maybe if I do this, or maybe if I do that. No. If you have to have that mindset of maybe if I do this, or let me see if this works. If you have to have that mindset about a girl, she does not like you. She doesn't like you. She doesn't want to be with you. It's over, bro.
And you're also not that guy, right?
You're just not.
If you think about, will this work? Is this going to be enough? Yada, yada, right? If you have to comparatively speak to yourself of like, what are my actions causing? You're not that guy, right? Because actions will speak for themselves, as well as guaranteed, right? If you had done that introduction and she was like, oh shit, like you're really handsome, you know, like what are you up to, yada yada yada, like you would be able to hear it in a response that actually has substance of like where this is going, right? And I get it, right? I'm not gonna be oblivious to the idea that you might just like weird girls, you know what I mean? You might like a woman with what she feels like is a personality of being weird, quirky, whatever. However, the idea is you kind of, I would give it like maybe 2 or 3 messages, right? Because again, I'm not going to be oblivious to the idea that you like weird girls, right? The Rig 4's got a little bit more standards to them, that's fine. But the idea is still 2 or 3 messages. If she's not giving you any substance whatsoever, because you might want to just like, she might just have to get the weirdness out of the way, where it's like, all right, are you going to give me some substance here? No. Then you fucking unmatch, right? But the idea is still the same. You know, you use those 1 to 3 messages to qualify her. If she doesn't qualify, get her the fuck on, you know?
I wouldn't even give her 3. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
My thing is, look, I get liking weird girls. I get liking girls who have a sense of humor and all that kind of stuff. But if she's doing dumb shit like that and not giving substance right off the bat, I don't care, and you shouldn't either, bro. You should just be like if you're like, hey, you know, it's I'm glad that we match. It's good, you know, to finally talk to you. I wanted to, you know, do this voice message so you can hear how I speak and whatever. Like, I think that first message was great. I think you did fantastic with that. The moment you get whatever that was, you're just unmatched, bro. Done. Quit wasting your time. Move on to the next girl. Cut and move, bro. Like, having standards as a guy for some reason is so fucking demonized. It's like, if you're a guy that has standards, all of a sudden you're just the worst person in the world. You're a misogynist, or you're this, you're that. And it's like, no, I'm just not dealing with the bullshit. I'm gonna go where I'm wanted, not where I'm tolerated. And that's the thing. A lot of guys look at it like, no, I'm just going to go where I'm tolerated. It's easier. Why not? You know what I mean? And then they sit there talking about, oh, yeah, I want to be a leader in a relationship. Bro, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? No, man. No, like, what are we doing? Go where you are wanted. And stop being where you're tolerated, because that's what you're doing. You're going where you're tolerated, and then wondering why things aren't working out, wondering why nobody respects you, wondering why women are flaking on you, why you can't get a text back, why you can't go out on a date. Like, you're wondering all these things, and then but when you look at it, it's like, bro, you're not respecting yourself. So why the fuck would they respect you? Why would this girl respect you when she looks at it like, this dude doesn't even respect himself? Like, I literally sat there and asked him for, you know, this expensive thing, and he just bought it for me. Like, the dude's fucking stupid. Easy. Like,
yeah.
What are we doing, man?
I think what might be being overlooked here is the idea of like a skill issue, right? Because the idea is women, we all know women don't have game. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
And so she may not understand that she needs to offer up some type of substance right away, because she's just bad at the game, you know? And so that's where I'd say maybe a couple messages where you like throw in there like, hey, can I get some, not straight up, but like you wait to see if there's gonna be any substance, and if not, then, you know, fucking kick rocks, you know? Because the idea is some women kind of do need to be let in on the idea of like, hey, you can't just be as whimsical as you fucking want and get what you want, you know? Which I don't think cutting it as early as one message would really really not portray, but like really explain that or express that to her, because I mean, like we said, you know, the woman mind sometimes can just be very quick to keep their own image as the priority of like, oh yeah, I did this weird thing and he unmatched with me immediately because there's something wrong with him. You know what I mean? And like, they'll never start to learn like, hey, maybe I need to act or do something different because they're not getting any feedback. You know what I mean? Which no feedback is feedback, but at the same time, in reality, getting that like reality check from a dude, I think would hit a little bit harder than
the thing is
unmatching, you know?
A reality check is only going to work if she likes the guy. If she doesn't like the guy, that reality check is not going to be shit to her. It's just not. The only time a reality check actually works is when she's invested in you. She likes you. She has some already prerequisite feelings for you. That's the only time like a check on a woman is going to work. And that's why I say, you know what I mean, you don't owe this chick anything. If she can't be an adult and have a decent conversation with you, then it's not worth your time at all. At all. There's no reality check. There's no like, oh, you know, she needs to be better or this and that. Because the thing is the reason women don't have game is because they don't have to have game. Because they don't need to understand us to get us, but we need to understand them to get them.
They haven't had to. I would say they do need to have game, but
the thing is they don't, because we walk up to them. We walk up to them. It's like if you woke up the next day, right? And there were just girls, very beautiful girls, just hitting you up. Hey, you know, I got this opportunity, this and that. Oh, hey, I'd love to take you out, blah, blah, blah. And that was just happening to you day over day over day. You wouldn't have game. Why? Because the women are coming to you. You're like, oh shit, I don't have to do anything. These girls are inviting me to hang out. These girls want to take me to a game. These girls want to take me to go eat. You know, this guy is like telling me I'm handsome and this and that. Like, you won't have game because you don't need to. And you're going to think to yourself, like, why would I go get it? You know, and then on top of that, these women that are just throwing shit at you, you're not really going to respect them to that degree that you would a girl that you kind of had to put some work in to get, because you're going to look at it like, nah, it's just too easy. Like, who cares? That's why the whole her qualifying herself to you means more, because she looks at it like, I had to do a lot to get this guy. Like, so I'm going to stick around, you know what I mean? He may fuck up a little bit here and there. We may have gotten into little fights here and there, whatever. Like, I'm going to work a little extra hard to keep this relationship going. Why? Because it took so much to get him, you know? And that's the reason why I look at it like, when it comes to dating apps specifically, if a girl's first message is just some bullshit, unmatch. You're done. Cut and move, brother. Cut and move. That works. I would take your advice if, say, they were in a relationship. If they were in a relationship for, let's say, a couple months, you know, they've been hanging out, talking, this and that, she does some fuck shit, yes, correct her, because it's going to work. She's going to now kind of be at a crossroads of like, okay, am I going to follow in his frame and straighten up a little bit? Or am I going to, you know, go back out on the streets and be like, oh, fuck this dude? And in that, I think she'll think to herself, because her friends will be like, bro, what the fuck were you thinking? Like, dude was such a good guy, this and that. Like, you were kind of the dumb one in that one. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of where your advice works the best, is if they kind of are dating, something's pre-established. But on a dating app, bro, they're like, I get thousands of you fucking losers in my thing. I don't care. And I'm like,
yeah, which is why I couldn't wrap my mind around a dating app, you know?
Oh, 100%. I feel you on that. But that's kind of where we're at, you know what I mean, with these younger guys. All right. I see these a lot. I don't know if that's exactly what this is, but to me, I'm just like, I already see, and I'm like, yo, it's fucked up. I've seen a couple of these.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why would you play this game? Why the fuck would you play this game?
Yeah, honestly.
I don't get it. You're just asking for your relationship to die, but let's watch it. Let's check this out.
On the way to Chicago, where she was all alone. And so as I saw her ask her for a name, she smiled and looked at me. I was surprised to see that a woman like that was real into me. She said she didn't have no man, played to give the very best she can. She told me she was all alone. Said I don't forget that no one. She said doesn't get enough. Met her on the way to Chicago.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
It's insane. Yeah. And the King of Pop being in the background of that is just the icing. No, not the icing. The cherry on top, right?
Yeah.
Because the idea that this double standard is being portrayed, as well as Michael Jackson singing about a woman lying to him, just makes it so much better, you know? Like, the idea that it's just a controller, which arguably is just hilarious that women will say that kind of thing, because controllers are just as much as makeup palettes, you know?
Yeah.
The idea that women will say that it's, you know, it's a red flag if he breaks her makeup, yada, 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 and sit there and in the same breath say, like, oh, she ate, you know, she was fucking whoever the fuck, you know, yes, girl, that kind of stuff for breaking his controller, something that's probably dear to him, you know, and he probably didn't even have the same reaction that she had while he broke her makeup, is just insane, you know? Like, the double standard here, at the time of watching it, really pissed me off, because I was like, what in your mind is making you think these are not equivalent,
right,
or mine is even higher than what he has? You know what I mean? Like, where in the world? There was no explanation of like that, of why it was a red flag for him but not for her, you know?
Oh, I know why. It goes back to the video that we did about the nice girls finish last, and how I said that her friends are going to influence her into breaking up with this guy who chose the nice girl because they don't like him. Women love to enable these bad fucking decisions and these bad habits. It's why we have girls that are literally 18, fresh out of high school, going on OnlyFans. It's why we have women being like the massive whores that they are today. It's the reason why a lot of women will break up with a dude or get out of a marriage with a guy, you know, because her friends or because of this. Oh, you know, I want to be in a relationship, but I still want to live and do single girl shit, you know, because their friends are doing it. Or, oh, this girl on Instagram, you know, said if my boyfriend isn't doing this and blah, blah, blah. This is what I'm talking about. And I have a perfect example of a video that talks about this, where
things my husband does that'll send misogynists into a coma. We've been together for 10 years now, and my husband writes me a post-it love note every single day. And when I say every day, men are like, that's not possible, but you're literally writing me paragraphs right now. Second, my husband proposed to me after 5 months, and then he sold his BMW to buy me a brand new car.
Cuck.
And then he took my old car and he drove that until when I gave birth, and then he sold both of those cars. So for a little bit, he only shared a car with me so he could buy me the car that I really wanted.
Cuck.
After I gave birth to our son. And neither time did I ask him to, and neither time did he later throw it in my face like, remember how I bought you a car though? Also, after he proposed, he got me a credit card with my name on it linked to his bank account, and he immediately started calling his money our money. My husband makes dinner every night. I haven't made dinner in like at least a month, maybe longer. He also does the dishes every night. I haven't done the dishes in literally over 2 years. We recently moved, and my husband got a new washer and dryer, and he was super excited about those, and he was like, these are mine, no touching. We need more men who are like, don't touch my washer and dryer, rather than being like, don't touch my money. I am all for women keeping their last name, but for reasons I did want to change mine. So as a compromise, because I didn't want to just give up my own last name, my husband and I both put my last name as our middle names.
Cuck.
And realize that you're not mad that only one of us is making dinner and doing the laundry. You're mad that it's not me.
Okay, so this is what I mean.
I'm not mad.
Women will see this online, and they will go and then tell their friends, oh, well, look, you're not doing this. Oh, you're not doing that, because they champion this bullshit. Mm-hmm. They champion this crap, and then it gets into your girl's mind, and then your girl thinks, oh, my God, my perfectly good boyfriend that is doing what he's supposed to be doing is not doing enough, or he's not doing what the girl said in the video, and so then they will influence each other like this. This video goes to perfectly prove exactly what I say, as far as women will enable each other's bad fucking behavior and decisions, and that is why the whole nice girl thing is a thing where, oh, guys don't choose nice girls, all this, that. No, they do choose the nice girls. It's the supposed nice girls that listen to their stupid friends and these stupid videos and then break up with their good boyfriend that chose the nice girl. That is what actually happens. But see, people aren't ready for that, because that's too comprehensive for their small little peanut fucking brains. They look at these videos and they think, oh no, but everything that he's doing for her, that's great. Oh, she should do that. No, bro, what the fuck is going on here? Just because that works for her relationship doesn't mean that works for our relationship. Just because you see, you know, fucking so-and-so on Instagram going on trips and doing all this kind of stuff, well, guess what? That works for them, and that's great. But that's not our financial situation. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. It's one of those things where it's like women will enable each other's bad fucking behaviors to the point where they will lose a great relationship, or they'll put themselves in a predicament and all that kind of stuff. Why? Because they listen to some dumb broad on the internet. Yeah. And it's the stupidest shit ever. And like I said, ain't no caps in my raps, bro. That's what I'm saying. It is their friends, and it is other women that keep each other single and that perpetuate these dumb bad behaviors. That's why you saw in that first video, all those girls were like, oh yeah, you go girl. Oh yeah, you go girl. Yeah. Oh, that's just a controller. And then when he does it, all of a sudden, oh no, that's horrible. All this and that. Why? Because of women like her. They'll go online and they'll be like, oh, if your guy isn't doing this, he's horrible, he's bad, he's this and that, oh, you know, if your guy ever does this thing, he's bad, he's terrible, he's blah, blah. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, dude, what the fuck? You're literally listening to some random chick online that just makes no sense. Just makes no sense on how your relationship should go. Like, no.
And the kicker here is, for me, looking at the comments, the first comment up there is, he sounds perfect, right?
Damn.
She replied, the creator replied, he's a good person, not a perfect person. So she doesn't even really give a fuck about him.
Damn.
And like, yeah, of course, no one's perfect, yada yada, right? But the idea is like, she very clearly still does not hold him in high regard.
He does all of that for her. He did all of that. He got rid of his car. Yeah. He bought her a car. He does all the housework, cooking and cleaning. She got her a credit card, put her name on it, did all that stuff. And she still doesn't hold him in the high regards of, wow, I think my man is perfect.
Yes. Another human got on there and was like, dude, he sounds perfect. Like, that would be perfect. She was like, no, he's not perfect. He's a good person. There's someone else out there that's better, though. That's what that not a perfect person is.
Damn.
And it is just so sad.
Damn.
That cuck has to deal with that. Maybe the cuck's happy. I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And that's why I said just because it
works for them.
For them does not mean it will work for you.
Yeah.
Like, if your wife sat there and watched this video and then was just like, Michael, why didn't you sell your car? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? It's like, because that's not our fucking relationship.
Yeah.
That's not how we operate. I'm not him. I'm not going to do that fucking stupid shit. Like, what are we talking about here? Why? And then this goes back to the whole comparison is the thief of joy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So many women, more than men, because men go online, look, and we see other relationships. We're like, dang, man, hey, good for that dude, bro. Like, took his girl to do that. Oh, damn. You know, men don't look at that like that. We look at it like, dang, that's pretty cool. Or, you know, we'd be like, you know what? I'm going to do that for my girl. But for some reason, though, women look at it like, oh, my God, why am I not doing that? Why is my man not doing that for me? Oh, instead of just, like, being cool. And I'm going to actually show you a video of, like, women have the mindset of a crabs in the bucket mentality. And, okay, here's the video right here.
Hey!
So, if you don't believe me, here's a woman talking about women having a crabs in a bucket mentality and that they are victims of the whole comparison is the thief of joy. All right. Again, no caps on my raps, baby. I'm all facts.
Just a quick reality check. Women are never going to reach real equality if we keep treating each other like shit. We're not. And if you haven't seen it already, Victoria's Secret is doing this huge open call for models right now, right? Like, they have made it really, really public. There are girls who have come on social media, now they're posting their auditions and their walks, and models in the industry are telling newcomers, like, tips. And honestly, I thought it was really fun. It was exciting. Like, as a matter of fact, I thought it was really, really heartwarming to see a bunch of women all be excited about the same thing at once. Until I started reading the comments, until I just opened that little comment section, because suddenly men don't even have to say anything, right? Like, they could take the back seat, because the people who are tearing these women apart, saying some of the nastiest shit I have ever seen in my entire life, it's other women. It's women saying you're not pretty enough, you need to lose weight, you walk weird, you smile weird, your voice is annoying. I'm just nasty, unprovoked, hateful comments for no reason. And I'm not even exaggerating when I say I haven't seen this level of, like, women on women hate since, like, the pro Anna Tumblr days, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. And then people want to sit around and wonder why we're not advancing the way we should be. Because here's the difference between men and women, right? Like, men will hype each other up no matter what. It could be the most delusional thing you have ever seen, and there will still be a group of guys in the comments like, yeah, bro, you've got this. So why are we doing the opposite, guys? Why are we doing the opposite? Why are so many women just so bitter and so quick to tear down someone who's literally just trying and they're putting themselves out there? Girls are saying that they're, like, chasing their dreams. What about that makes you angry? Because until we figure that out, until some of y'all take a second, look inward, work on whatever is making you this hateful, like, we're just holding ourselves back. Anyways, I just wanted to say I love watching these audition tapes. I love seeing the girls, like, practicing their walks and getting callbacks and being excited and celebrating themselves. And I want you to keep posting, keep going. I promise you, I'm rooting for you enough to cancel out, like, at least a few of these haters, because some of you bitches are fucking weird.
And that goes exactly to what I was just saying, that men will look at things online and be like, oh man, Good for that dude. You know what? I might steal his ID and do that for my girl. What do women do? They're like, oh, why am I not doing that? Why is that not my life? Why is my man not doing that? Thief is the comparison of joy. And women are crabs in a bucket mentality. It's not men, it's women.
And it's funny too that the idea of what you just explained does happen in real life. You know, the wife talks about it. Plenty of people talk about it. The idea that women will get on their phone, see something, and then that's how these whole buzzwords of narcissism, gaslighting, avoidant love type, autism, ADHD, like all this neurodivergent talk of, yeah, it's cool to bring it to light, but at the same time for it to be a buzzword of every single thing, like, damn, I disagree with him, narcissist. Oh, you know what? He walked funny, narcissist. Or whatever, you know, that whole ick thing was going around for a while. Ooh. And then women heard that and were like, I'm going to try to make as many icks in life as possible so I can just hate men.
No, I mean, I'm sure you've seen the TikTok video of that guy that has like 500 of them or something.
Yes. He documented 500 different things that women would say that would give them the ick and cause them to leave their boyfriends, right?
Yeah,
and I'm not gonna sit here and say that men don't do similar shit, right? Because crabs in the bucket. If you don't know what crabs in the bucket idea is, it's where you put a bunch of crabs in one bucket, they start clawing and fucking each other up, right? Just because they're trying to survive so hard, they start actually pulling each other apart, fucking each other up to try to not only survive, but just because they're in such of a panic, being in close proximity, that they start fucking each other up, right? And that's what women do, as well as there are men that do it. And I'm just gonna say that for the idea of having some type of equality here, because there isn't a more disrespectful thing, in my opinion, than dirty macking, right? And I know you guys have seen those videos. I don't have one as an example right now, but you've seen those videos of like, why my boy of 20 years body slamming me on my head because some females are in the room. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And you've seen those where, like, obviously we would never have that issue, but the idea is that that stuff is still out there, right? And I think it comes from the idea of certain people don't know how to really be themselves or be comfortable with the idea of other people around them having their own situations, to where they start to feel lesser than, and it causes them to start fighting and clawing and being catty and just all around awful to the people around them, right?
Yeah.
Because the idea is like I said, I feel like that is one of the more things that I don't really tolerate, is that kind of disrespect of like, all right, dude, like there's females around, but you know what I mean? Like, you don't got to start giving me fucking noogies or like that bullshit. Being extra and shit like that. And that's the idea here, where it's like women will do that. And like you said, comparison will be the thief of joy, where in reality, anyone that thinks that way of like, I'm making this comparison to my life, so I'm going to try to let that comparison be the factor of why I change my life, you're just allowing someone else to put in your mind that you're beneath them, you know? And a lot of women, I think it is more common with women than it is with men, you know what I mean? Because like you said, I see a dude doing really well, I'm like, damn, good for him. And then I scroll, do some shit, some other shit, right?
Exactly. Or you look at something and you're like, oh, dang, you know, I might want to do that, or I'm going to figure out it. You know what I mean? It's like, we don't look at it and compare our lives to it like, oh, man, why am I not like that? Are there guys that are like that? Yes. Yeah. There are guys that will sit there and compare, but those are the losers in life. Those are the dudes that women don't want anyway. Yeah. Let's be real. Yeah. You know, those are the guys that aren't getting girlfriends regardless. But the guys who are actually able to, you know, obtain women, go on a date, things like that, they can talk to a girl, whatever the case may be, you know, they're not dealing with this. And I went ahead and pulled up the whole ick list he was talking about, because I'm like, I want to go over some of the ones that are on this big ass ick list. And so, and some of them are kind of funny. I was like reading them through. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So
yeah,
one of them is don't get cold. What?
Yeah.
What
She's gonna see you shiver, get the ick. Yep.
Like what is fucking okay? Don't fall over.
Of course.
Like, bro, my balance ain't 100 all the time. Don't bath. or I guess bathe.
Bathe, yeah.
I mean, that one I guess is understandable. You know, because
I don't think anyone should bathe though. So I mean,
well, I don't know. I get. You could argue as a man taking a bath is I guess an ick or whatever, but I don't know, man. Sometimes you gotta soak in some Epsom salt, bro. You have a rough day.
that's a little bit different,
Yeah.
right? When it's like a Epsom salt bath,
Oh,
or
okay.
if it's like a cold plunge, that's like bathing for recovery of some sort, right?
Okay.
Sitting in your own filth.
Yeah.
That is like, all right, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, I give that one to you.
Yeah.
Because that's how I bathe. I if I'm gonna take a bath, I'm in Epsom salt, bro. I'm in some soothing ass shit. So my
Well, the only
muscles
time
can
I've
relax.
done that is I'd shower first so I'm clean, and then I get in whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not in the bath for hours, though.
Yeah,
niggas that are in the bath for hours, bro. What are you
Kicking their
doing?
feet,
yeah,
whatever,
on their phone. It's, nigga, no.
Yeah.
Like, I get up in there, wash myself up a little bit, soak, and then I'm out. Like, what are we doing just laying in our filth, bro? What the fuck you doing?
Being in a filth marinade, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, what the hell are we doing, bro?
Don't have a hobby, I can understand.
Yeah. Don't watch football is weird. Friendly Fire, I don't know what that one's about. Don't miscount, I don't know what that one's about. Don't have emotion when hurting yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if I'm working on something, I hit my own hand with the hammer, I'm gonna. Why? Because you kind of want to still instill that like ideal of strength to your woman, to your family. Like, I get it, it hurts and it sucks, but we want to suffer in silence so that way the ideal and persona of our strength is still preserved to some degree. Yeah, we're still gonna be human, like, fuck, ooh, babe, are you okay? Yeah, the fucking thing got me, you know, but we're not crying about it. We're not like, oh, baby, man, you know what I mean? Like, if you're doing some shit like that, all right, bro, get the fuck up out of the lobby, man. What are we doing?
But I think the idea is supposed to be like you slice your fucking hand off. You're like, okay. And then you just go handle it. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like,
but that's
all
what
right, that's not.
That's
yeah.
what I mean, though. That's what I'm saying. That's why I gave the example of, like, you know, if it's something small like a hammer hitting you, you're gonna hold it in. But if it's something like, say, you fucking touched a hot skillet and burned the shit, yeah, you're gonna fuck, okay. Or if you again slice yourself with a knife, you're like, ooh, fuck, oh shit, you know what I mean? But they just don't want you to, that was the thing. Like, they just don't want that. And the fact that there are dudes that do that is crazy to me.
Yeah, no.
Don't test any yogurt. What the fuck is that?
Yeah. You basically can't do shit as a man, honestly.
Oh my god. Don't walk in water. Yeah, I've seen that one.
Don't wait in line. What the fuck does that mean?
Oh, that's because women. Okay, I know you've been out of the dating game for a minute, and that's cool. But I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. There's been times where I've been on dates, right? This is mainly with younger women. I've been on dates with girls, and they're like so excited to go do whatever it is we're doing, and then we get there and we see a line, and they're just like, all right, you know, and I'm like, what's the wait like? And they're like, oh yeah, it's maybe like an hour or whatever. They're just like a child throwing a fit, and they're just, oh my god, I'm so bored, and you're just like, bro, you're 27. What the fuck are you doing, man? Why are you acting like a child because we got to wait in line? It's crazy. Like, that was something I didn't think was like a real thing, but women hate fucking waiting in line, bro. It is weird.
I just saw the don't sit down or wear a seatbelt. I guess we're supposed to just die.
Like, my man wears a seatbelt. Disgusting.
Girl, you should have left him. He wore a seatbelt. No, fuck that.
Like, what the fuck, bro? Oh my god. That went fast. Can't use Siri. The don't working out one is understandable. It's like, bro, you got to be working out, man. Not being interested in anything, that one's understandable. Have pain in your feet. Bro.
Don't have fun. That's insane.
So, like, you're expecting me to, like, work hard and long hours so that way I can give you the life of, you know, being a stay-at-home mom, or, you know, you don't have to work or whatever, giving you the soft life that you want. But I can't have hurt feet.
Yeah.
Like, bitch, get over here and rub my fucking feet. What are we doing? That's some crazy shit. Don't swim in a pool is crazy.
Don't wash your car.
What?
Don't feed your child. What? What's happening here?
Feeding my child is an ick?
Okay.
What? That's like saying your daughter is just like, Dad, can we get McDonald's? You're like, no. She's like, I'm wet. It's like, what? My daughter starving turns you on? Like, what?
Yeah.
But yeah, bro. I'm just saying, it's yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Don't jump into water.
Don't paddle on a paddleboard, stupid too. Like, what the fuck is going on? But yeah, man. All right, dude. That's gonna be the video portion section of the video, man. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let us know what you thought about the videos and the things we talked about. Hopefully, you guys go watch Twilight.
There
you know
was
what I mean?
one, I think, on Instagram that I sent you.
Oh,
yeah, this cuck one.
This one. Yeah. I wanted to go over this one too. I readied it up and everything. All right, we're gonna go over this one. Sweet Muffins meets her top spender, spends over 200. Bro, I'm so sick and tired of these fucking videos, man. You niggas be spending too much money on these gooner bitches, and it's just like, why? And they're not hot, bro. That's the thing. Like, there was a video like that we did maybe a couple, maybe months ago at this point, where I was talking about that Senna girl and fucking Pokimane and all them and shit. And I'm just like, niggas will spend thousands and thousands of dollars on these chicks, and it's like, bro, they're not even that hot. It's like, what are we talking about, bro?
Right.
Like, what the fuck are y'all doing, man? But yeah, we'll watch this bullshit.
You love Prada and Gucci, so here you go for you.
Thank you so
like
much.
that?
Yes, I love it.
So, approximately, how much have you spent on her this past year?
You know, let's say roughly between $200,000, $300,000, somewhere in that ballpark.
It's about $265,000.
That's kind of pathetic. How do you feel spending that much money on someone who doesn't give a shit about you?
Hey, I appreciate him. He supports me. He supports what I do. I love him for that.
This is my life, and if I want to spend that kind of money, you know what? That's my decision, and I'm fine with it. Okay? So you don't worry about that.
Fair.
Sweetheart, can I have a hug, please?
Sorry, no, I don't do hugs.
What about a handshake?
No, sorry.
Yeah, look at you. Looking stupid. You were over there. Oh, if I want to spend that much money, then that's my life. Fucking stupid. She wouldn't even touch you.
Yes.
She thought you were so disgusting.
Yes.
And this is how these bitches see you guys, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, my thing is niggas will watch Fugazi. They'll watch the Whatever podcast. They'll watch Fresh and Fit After Hours, and they'll see these women go onto these platforms and, you know, see how little they really give a fuck about the guys that give them money, the guys that pay for things, how they actually see guys and stuff like that. And dudes will sit there and still go and pay for the OnlyFans, hit them up on Instagram. Oh, I got this, I got that. Oh, this and that. Oh, there's this opportunity. And it's like, even in the eyes of seeing how they actually see you, you're still just in denial.
Yeah.
Won't believe it. Nah, man. You know, this is my life, and if I want to do that for her, she's great. Like,
and it's funny too because this could be, not too sure, this could be a man with a family too. This will happen.
Facts.
That will happen.
Facts.
He could have a wife, kids. He's still spending $260,000 on this gooner lady. And
on this fucking 5, bro.
Yeah, honestly.
Like, she's a 5, bro.
Not
I'm sorry.
attractive.
No, she's a 5, dude. She's nothing special.
She's nowhere near six figures.
I could go on Instagram and find, like, 3 girls that are easily in the same, like, gothic niche as she is that are hotter than her.
Yeah.
Like, stop, bro. Like, what
dime
the
a
fuck?
dozen.
Yeah.
Dime a 2 dozen, actually.
Dude, you could go on Instagram and find a shit ton of girls that look prettier than her. Like, let me ask you something, because a community member, actually, I should have it on here. I could put it up on the screen. They had asked, okay, here it is right here. So you being 30 plus, what is one thing that you realized about dating in general that no one tells you in your 20s? Because I have mine, and this will be a thread we'll do in this future episode. But I just wanted to get this question because it did get sent to me, and I was like,
I think there's a couple of different things. One thing that really sticks out to me is in your 20s, you kind of are trying to like learn and grow and like explore your options and see how like life really is, right? But I think in your 30s, you start to really understand that it's all pretty much the fucking same. You know what I mean? The idea of like you go on a date, you can pretty much pick out what kind of person it is you're speaking with, and then from there realize if it's a waste of time or not. You know what I mean?
Would you agree that once you get into your 30s, you kind of realize that women aren't really as special as they think they are? They're mostly all the same.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, because that's mine. And it was funny that you had said that. I was like, I didn't think we were going to align on it, but we did. And that just goes to show that it's like, once I got in my 30s, I would say maybe late 20s, but it was definitely more my 30s. Once I got into that age, I thought I started going on a lot more dates with girls and starting to talk to a lot more, and then the podcast and, seeing scenarios and situations. And then I started to realize, you know what? In my 20s, I would date a girl, I would talk to her, and I would think to myself, oh my God, she's so perfect, she's so great, she's got this kind of humor, we get along this way, that way, da-da-da-da, like, I'll never find another girl like her. And then when you get into the 30s, bro, you realize all these bitches are the same, bro. They think that they're, special and unique and all that. No, because, like, the things that you like are most likely the things that she likes. The things that you're looking for in a guy are mostly the things that she's looking for in a guy. Like, and like you said, you kind of even took it a step further of just like, even when you're going on dates, it's kind of the same shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the same dinners. It's the same places. It's the same rhetoric. What's your favorite color? What you like to do for fun? You know what I mean? It's all the same bullshit. And when I got asked that question, I immediately knew my answer to it. I was just like, yeah, dude, like, it's all the same.
Yeah, it's very copy paste.
It is.
And that's not even really with a lot of dating experience. That's just for a lot of experience with talking to different people, being in like a leadership position, and like having people from all over the country being under like either my charge or just in close proximity. And you're like, God damn, like everyone sounds the same, they all get hyped over the same shit.
Yep.
And you're like, God damn it, dude. Like, it just kind of becomes so mundane to the point of where you're like, I could write the script myself,
Oh, 100%. I mean, perfect example, the World Cup. The World Cup is a perfect example. Dude, there's watch parties of, thousands on thousands of people. They're all there to watch the same game.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, they may be going after different teams. That's fine.
Yeah.
But they're all there to watch the same game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're telling me all these thousands of people are vastly different from each other? I would argue not.
No.
I would argue a lot of them will have majority of the same interests, likes, and all of that. It's why they get along. It's why they have this shared interest. It's why they're able to be in this same space, talk to each other, hang out, drink, all that stuff. Like, dude, it's just the way it is, man.
And I think what kind of blocks people in their 30s from allowing more experience to come through is like, it kind of becomes that repetitive where like in your 20s, right, everything feels very movie, very like, oh
brand
shit,
new,
like brand new, exciting, and then what happens is once you hit 30, and there's like not a theory on this, but I've heard people speak on it, and it makes sense. It's like you kind of get this like filter in a way of like, all right, that's sounding too similar, like let me get this shit out the way. And so it's one of those things where some people do let patterns block themselves from getting the blessings that they could be getting. You know what I mean? Because they're too into this idea of like pattern recognition, disqualifying super quickly. And the only reason I bring it up is because in sales, a lot of the people I speak with are older in life, and it's one of those things where I have the conversations day in, day out. 50 to 70 to 80 years old, I wish I had protected my family sooner. 35 and younger, I don't fucking need this. I'm healthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's the idea of like, you kind of get stuck in your own ways where it can. I bring it up because it can be related to any aspect of life, right? Where eventually someone in their 30s is like, I've seen enough of women. I don't care. I'm just going to stay where I'm at. You know what I mean? I don't need anything different. I don't need anything new. I've heard and seen everything. But it's like, that's very untrue. At the same time, you could be blocking so many blessings by just not pushing that little bit further of like, what can I discover that is new now that I'm here? You know what I mean? So the idea is, what I'm getting at is, everything starts to sound the same, but you still need to go into life with the idea of like, I'm going to find the difference. You know what I mean? So that's the thing where it's like, don't let the idea of things being fairy tale or movie like really play into how you see the world, as well as don't disqualify everything as always going to be the same, not important, yada yada. You know what I mean? Because I mean, I've lost friends that were 19 years old, passed away because of X, Y, and Z, as well as, you know, there's people that go out there and live till they're 103. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where like, you never know what can happen in life. No one thinks it's going to be them, and they also act accordingly, and it has its own repercussions. So don't think you're above anything, and don't think you're below anything, really.
Oh, 100%. I once you kind of take that type of mantra, you'll start to realize that even when somebody is telling you something you already know, a lot of times you look at it like, I'm not looking at it like, oh, I already know this. No, I look at it, that's a reminder.
Yes.
That is a reminder of, hey, this is being said to me because I need this reminded to me. And that, I always say it, you know, I have my own little saying, I'm never too big for a piece of knowledge. Even if I already know it, I'm the type of person that, especially in my 30s, I've developed a love for learning. Because dating and people and all that are just so mundane, and especially when it comes to doing the podcast. You know, after I've been doing it for so long, I've kind of gotten into such a routine where it's just like, any situation you bring up to me, I'm able to have the answer for it, and I've already probably said it in 1,000 other episodes. But the thing is like, when I learn new things, you know what I mean, whether it's like learning new things about technology or learning new things about I don't know, just space and other shit, whatever I'm interested in at the time, cars, you know, it brings that excitement back in your life where you're just like, oh shoot. And that's what I like what you said, where you're like, don't let this mundaneness be the reason why you just stay where you're at. Like, shift that focus elsewhere and learn other things. You know, if you've seen everything when it comes to dating, you've done everything when it comes to dating, well, shift your focus. Stop focusing on dating and focus on something else. That's what I did. I focused on learning how to build computers, learning how to, you know, build my car, learning how to, you know, do other things, getting in the gym, building my body, whatever. Like, I've learned a lot of things when it came to that. And it made me feel like, yeah, this is new. This is brand new. It's exciting. It kind of brings you back to your 20s. You know, you're going to suck at stuff, and you're going to be like, oh, this is frustrating. You know, you might not have the energy or really the time because you're a little older, but, you know, it is exciting when you finally do learn it, though. You know what I mean? So I do agree with that when you say, you know, don't let the mundane of one thing stop you from learning others.
Because you'll fall into a rut real quickly, and that's why I like sales a lot, is because I now not only have access to my world in my local area, I have access to people all over the globe, right? Not only through social media, but through my job, you know. And like I said, I've had thousands and thousands and thousands of conversations of pretty much the same thing, you know, where like I kind of get a little bit numb, and I have to remind myself like, hey, don't be so numb to these situations. But, you know, you can only hear like, I beat cancer so many times, or, you know, such and such passed away from this, or it was an accident, or we didn't know this, or we had to go fund me here, or yada yada yada, where I'm like, I hear the same story so much. Just stop being dumb. You know what I mean? No one thinks it's them until it is them, you know? And then it's like, bro, you had the signs were there. You just didn't take advantage because you thought it wasn't going to be you. And that's the thing of like, why do you have to let it be you right? And I say it in not only in my like my script, but like I say it just as a reminder, not only to myself but to other people, where it's like, you weren't thinking about this 5 minutes ago. You're not going to be thinking about it 5 minutes later, right? The next time you will probably think of this conversation is when you get the results of a blood test and you're like, fuck, there's no going back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because people only want to deal with situations until it's too late.
Yes.
They're like, oh, you know, it's fine. I can just... it's funny. Me and a friend were actually having a conversation last night about just like time and how fast it moves, because he was telling me, he's like, yo, you know, there's only like 26 weeks left in the year. And we look at it like, bro, you know, how could it be that it's only 26 weeks left? That sounds like so quick, right?
Yeah.
That sounds like that would fly by like nothing. And we're only technically halfway through the year.
Yeah.
And we were talking about that, and it really has you put things in perspective of like how fast time actually moves.
Yeah.
You know, like we're actually moving through time so very fast. And a lot of people just don't realize it. They think, oh no, that like 6 months is a long time. And it's like, not really, because when you break it down, like 6 months is only really like 40 weeks.
Yeah.
You know? And when you think about that, you're like, holy shit, you know, 40 weeks ain't really nothing. You know what I mean? Like dude. So it's funny that you say that, because it's so true.
Yeah.
So true. Because when you put it in perspective, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah. And all it takes is literally one day to change your life, really.
Yeah.
It's so many things of like, you know, out of nowhere he had a stroke, or out of nowhere he had this, out of nowhere this happened. You know, we were driving home one day, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing, right? Yeah, a lot of people look a lot of people focus on the effort it takes to get X, Y, and Z, and that's what they allow them to prevent them from getting the outcome, right? And in the idea of like sales, right? The idea is like nothing I would prescribe for anyone would be more than like an internet bill or maybe like a cell phone bill, right? But most people would rather have a cell phone than have a protection that gets your family $500,000, $1 million in the event that something happens to you. Not only you becoming sick, but you also passing away, right? And it's funny that my main, not argument, but my main question I have for people is like, dude, if you couldn't afford, you know, $150 a month, what makes you think that without you and your income, your family could afford whatever happens after that?
Yeah.
Your income being gone, you having to pay for funeral, cremation, whatever, right? And those kind of things are the same thing for anything. For the idea of like leaving your job, for instance, leaving a 9-to-5, right? Oh, well, I couldn't leave my 9-to-5 because I got bills to pay. And it's like, well, if all it takes is 6 months of you locking in, working really, really hard, and you never have to worry about a bill ever again, don't you think those 6 months would be worth it in the grand scheme of things versus you pass away tomorrow, you get sick, you can't work. Now what is your family going to do?
Yeah.
Right? I'd rather struggle it out for 6 months trying to make it to where my family never has to struggle than I'll just stay where it's safe and hope that nothing cuts me down or nothing stops me from being level where I'm at.
Yeah.
Which is why, as an entrepreneur, me and you, it makes so much more sense to be putting the risk in ourselves than this whole bullshit of playing it safe, right? I.e., in the dating pool, like, I'll play it safe. I won't date XYZ women or men, or, you know, I won't do new experiences because it's risky.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of not taking risk is so much more risky than people realize, and it really bothers me that people will sit where they feel comfortable than actually putting themselves out there and learning and growing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's me getting on my soapbox, but the idea is still relevant to all aspects of life, and truly through sales and my own growth have I been able to realize that, you know?
Yeah. Oh, man. All right. You guys let us know what you think about all the videos and everything like that. We're going to hop through announcements and then get into our scenario. So, patreon.com/MyTheAsshole Podcast. Get an exclusive episode every single month, as well as a free episode at the beginning of the month. Audio listeners, thank you guys so much for all of the support. Appreciate you guys so very much for all the support that you guys have been continuing to show throughout the week. Then audio I'm blanking out. Sorry. Audio listeners, thank you guys for all the support. You keep downloading the episodes as well as rating us 5 stars on your preferred platform. If you guys want to help out even more, go ahead and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, as well as subscribing on YouTube. And then live streams, catch those every Monday. I'm going to kind of just do live streams every Monday. I'm going to keep it to that and just do them once a week. So if you guys want to come out, hang out on live streams and all that kind of stuff, Monday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, come hang out and check out.
Yeah, if you want more of me, come down to Mike Life 333. My page, I just rebranded it a little bit just because I am focusing more on life insurance, educating people. I've noticed a greater need for the younger generation to really understand, and that's myself included, right? I'm not saying this as if there's people that are underneath me. What I'm saying is, our generation and younger need to understand that protecting your family is important, right? I've always said it. If you find anything in your life has value, you should insure it, right? And that's not some propaganda. That's not me trying to push anything as like a biased opinion, right? It just makes more sense that way. If you find anything in life valuable, you should insure it, right? So I'm going to be doing a lot of educating on that aspect, as well as answering your guys' questions. Still feel free to DM me about what you guys want answered and want advice on, but at the same time, I'm going to be really focusing on just talking to our generation about having this mindset of your life is not only important while you're here, but it's also important after you're gone, right? And what really sets your family up for that success and for the best possible position that they can be in is if something does happen to you, a company or a surplus of money comes in to help with that stuff, right? So again, keep the DMs coming. I do appreciate all the support, all the help, all the likes, that kind of stuff, as well as that's just what's been going on with my life with this new transition is I'm going to be starting to educate people, because the amount of times I hear people like, oh, you know what, they can figure that shit out, or I don't care, or whatever, I think is really kind of a poison in life, and that's just not something I stand for, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get on into our scenarios for today's show. We have our first one. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend her parts were showing at the pool? So me, 29, and my partner, 26 female, are currently on holiday, and we were lounging at the pool. She was wearing a swimsuit, and I sat up and noticed at her crotch area her left side was showing, and quietly said that it was showing and she needed to fix it. And she completely flipped out, said that it wasn't as she fixed it, by the way, or that she said it wasn't out, okay, saying I was making her feel self-conscious and I was being a dick. I apologized and said I wasn't trying to make her feel that way and I was only trying to help, and she was still attacking me, telling me that I shouldn't have been looking there anyway. Am I the asshole? You're dating a girl that doesn't like you, bro. Like, I'm sorry to say it, but like, you're dating a girl that you got bigger problems than this. All right, if I'm being honest with you, you got bigger problems than this, my guy. Like you got a girl that really she does not respect you, because the thing is you're showing her a level of respect that she's not willing to show you back. And that is very apparent in this situation. It's like, bro, I would think any girl, if their boyfriend is like, hey, you know, your bottoms are kind of like showing some shit, and they're like, oh shoot, sorry babe, you know what I mean, like they wouldn't flip out. But the fact that she's flipping out, man, you know, it's like, dude, was she trying to show it to somebody? No.
Well, I mean, yeah, so the idea there is,
yeah,
Rig 4 is absolutely right. It just hurts my heart to see it because it's like he doesn't realize it, but she don't like you, brother.
Yeah.
If she's saying you shouldn't be looking at my lady bits, she don't like you.
And
you need to
that's
break
supposed
up with
to be
her.
your girlfriend, bro.
You need
like,
to break up with her.
Like what?
Mm-hmm.
Like the only person that should be seeing your lady bits is me.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that you're like, oh, you're a perv and all that. Wait, huh? Like, what are we talking about here? So, yeah, dude, you got bigger problems than this, if I'm being straight with you.
Yeah. And the thing is, she's probably wore that bathing suit before, and it's probably happened before, too, because that's a very known thing that women check for is like, are my lady bits going to be showing? Should I wear this out?
Yeah.
She was like, fuck it, I don't care. She did the test. She said, fuck it, I don't care. I'm going to wear it out anyways, right? You triggered her because she got a little insecure about, like, you telling her what to do, and that's what bothered her, which is why we said she doesn't like you, right? Because if she liked you, one, she would throw that bathing suit away. Two, she wouldn't be upset and yelling at you saying you're doing whatever the fuck as her boyfriend in this situation. So it's like, yeah, it just all boils down to you're not an asshole. She just doesn't like you, and you need a new girlfriend.
Yeah, man.
It doesn't matter what the fuck kind of relationship you guys have had. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, just talk to her, communication, yada, yada, yada. It's already too late.
No, the thing is, the reason that won't work is because if you look at the bottom, it says, let's see, oh, I'm sorry, I'm wrong one. He says that he apologized to her and that, he said he apologized and he said I wasn't trying to make her feel that way and I was only trying to help, and she was still attacking me, telling me I shouldn't have been looking there anyway. The fact that you said sorry and she's still attacking you, bro, goes to show it's proof is in the pudding right at that point. Like there's no girl that's gonna sit there, and if she's really in the mindset of like, you know, I want to communicate and make things work, she's not going to be doing that, bro. Obviously, she's doing this to shut you off, to shut you down, to get you in a position where you break up with her so she doesn't look like the bad guy. She's the victim and all this kind of stuff. She's the dumpy, not the dumper. Like, a lot of women do this, dude. A lot of women, when they're kind of done with their boyfriend or they already broke up with that nigga, or, you know, maybe they're talking to somebody else already. I'm not saying that your girl's doing that, but I'm just saying that these are usually the signs of her kind of already being mentally checked out. They're gonna do that because a majority of the time girls want to kind of play the victim, man. They want to be like, oh, I got broken up with, or oh, he dumped me and he left me and all this kind of stuff. It's like, that's just the way it goes, man. And I'm sorry to say it, but I already know that you're not going to leave her. You're not going to take our advice. You're going to be like, oh, no, I'm just going to talk to her and this and that. Other people were saying that I should just talk to her and communicate with her, and I'm going to do that instead. So I already know, because like I said previously, guys are so afraid to walk away from women. Yeah. They're so afraid of that shit, man. Just like the dating app guy. That's why he sat there and he had that whole conversation with that girl that was just yabba 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 Teletubbies. Yeah. Because he's so afraid to walk away from a girl just like you, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Which, I mean, you're 29 years old.
Yeah.
She's 26. You're going to be able to find another 26-year-old. It's fine. You just got to... I think that the issue is here. The issue is you already hold yourself in a lower status than her, and she holds herself in a higher status, which is, i.e., it happened a lot in the Marine Corps, right? I bring this example up as to really drive home the point, right? The idea is when I, as a supervisor, would put other people of equal grade or equal
like merit,
I guess employment status, if you will, equal billet, I'm trying to think of like the regular words, job description, right? If you put people in the same job description together and you deem one in charge, right, the rest of them are more likely to fight them on the ideas that they have just because they're of equal job description, right? Or if they're lesser, right? I would rarely do this, but sometimes I'd put people in lesser rank, if you will, in charge of people that were of higher rank, just to prove a point. Because I'm personally a person that says people can have great ideas and great leadership at any rank. It's not what's on your collar, it's the person that's wearing the collar, but whatever, right? The idea is still there, right? Like, it would make it even more likely for those people to argue with the person I put in charge just because of the rank on their collar, right? And I say that because in her mind, she has deemed you as a lesser rank in her mind. And so when you brought this up of like, hey, dude, like, your lady bits are hanging out, she more so took it as like, I'm not going to let this motherfucker talk to me like this.
Yeah.
Instead of like, I'm trying to be helped. Because let's just say like her dad walked up or her mom walked up and was like, yo, shit's kind of hanging out. They would have been like, well, I guess they were on holiday.
Yeah, but
together.
I mean, yeah, they're on holiday together. It's just
with
them
family?
Two. No, it's just them two.
Oh, well, them two, right? Like, well, let's just say you were on holiday with your family, right? Guaranteed, one, she's not wearing that bathing suit in front of her dad. But two, if she was, and he was like, dude, what the fuck? She'd be like, oh, yeah, Dad, I'm sorry, I'll go change or whatever, right? It would have immediately been a flip of the script because the idea of who you are in her head has already been determined. And you can test this on your own if you want to, because you're gonna, like he said, stay with her anyways. You can test this on your own if you want to. Just see what kind of advice she takes from you. If you're like, hey, babe, like, you know, like maybe do this way or whatever. Just see if she's accepting to your advice. And if she's not, you'll understand what kind of person you are in her head. And from there, what's going to happen is you're going to stay. You're going to be like, I don't understand. You're going to keep getting berated. And then eventually she's going to break up with you for another dude and monkey branch to someone else that makes her feel like how she wants to be felt. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I mean, it's just all about respect, bro. And, you know, this is going to be you in the future. So it's cool, bro.
Oh, she's here.
Yes.
You're just chilling. There's your girl.
Hey.
That's you with the red shoes, by the way.
Sure.
Cooked, bro.
Yep, you're cooked. A cooked cuck,
Yeah.
as you will.
So, you know, I keep that video around for guys like you.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Don't take any of our advice. Just stay with her, dude.
Oh yeah, I'm like,
don't
look,
do it.
dude, I'm only giving the advice because I'm seeing past the situation. I'm seeing past what it is that you're giving me. Because look, if your girl doesn't respect you, man, that's you.
Yeah. And you obviously probably need it a little bit worse in your situation to actually leave her. So stay with her, dude. Get that experience.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, all right, on to our next one. You guys let us know what you think about that one in the comments. Am I the asshole for refusing to finish a story after my wife interrupted me 5 times?
No.
I was telling my wife something funny that happened, but I couldn't get through the story because she kept interrupting and talking over me. She did it 5 times. I'm not exaggerating. 5 times. I kept count. Eventually, I just lost the mood to finish my story. The momentum was gone. I wasn't feeling it. I said to her, why don't you just tell me what you have to say since it's so important? She apologized and kept apologizing, but I said I don't want to finish the story anymore, even though she begged and apologized, but I refused. She got teary-eyed and quiet after that. I could tell she felt bad, but my mood was ruined, and I wasn't in the mood to tell the funny thing anymore. Was I an asshole? No, because it goes back to respect, man. If your girl don't respect you, bro, she's going to do shit like this. You know, look, I get it. You're like, oh, but she apologized, and I get that. I get that you apologize. But you're only saying sorry because you finally realized that I'm just done with you. You know what I mean? The thing is she did it 5 times. 5 times. You think 5 times was just an accident? No, it's not. Bro, that's mad disrespect. You're disrespecting me. And the thing is I guarantee you this is probably a thing of she probably doesn't look at you as really like, you know, the leader of you guys' relationship. She kind of sees like there's some lacking things, whatever. You know, there's something that has lowered her respect for you to kind of put her in the mindset of thinking that this is okay. And it's not. It's not okay. And this is another example of a guy who just doesn't really know how to put his foot down with her. And it's like, after the first time, you should have just been like, hey, yo, what the fuck, dude? Stop doing that shit. You know what I mean? That shit's annoying. Like, when I'm talking, you don't talk. Like, what are you doing? that's mad disrespectful. You know what I mean? Because look, the thing is we sit there, and when a guy does something disrespectful to a girl, they have no problem championing her, being like, hey, what the fuck? Stop doing that. That's disrespectful. Da, 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 da. But if a guy is like, yo, stop that shit. Fucking stop that shit, dude. Stop. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, oh, what? That's controlling. Oh, that's mean. Oh, that's this and that. Like, no, bro. No. If it's disrespectful to you, you make that shit known. You cut that off immediately. You don't sit there and let it fester and let her do it 4 more times. That's why I know she lost respect for you. Or you've done something that has lowered her respect for you. I know, because she thought that was okay to do. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, but 5 times. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I would just say I don't believe in verbal boundaries. I think boundaries are set through actions. So, like he said, happens one time, I would just walk the fuck away. And I've done it. You know what I mean? It's you interrupt my story or you're not paying attention. All right, whatever.
Yeah, why the fuck am I telling you that?
Why am I? I got better shit to do anyways. Then fuck
Yeah.
it. You know what
No,
I mean?
yeah.
Why would I waste my time with someone that doesn't want to fucking listen?
Yeah.
Okay, bye. You know what I mean? And then she's like, oh, she gets teary-eyed, whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
Fucking. Who cares?
Like, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sure you are, dude.
Yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? And it's not that she felt bad of what she did, like he said. It's just the idea that she was like, damn it, dude, this kind of ruins the image I had of myself. I don't want to be looked at as like someone that's rude and interrupting, so I'm going to cry about it and make you feel like you're the asshole.
Yeah.
Who cares? Like I said, I don't really believe in verbal boundaries of like, hey, this is my boundary, don't cross it, because then people are going to be like, I'm crossing that, right?
Yeah, or how far can I go?
How far can I go? Close to it, whatever, right?
Yeah.
You just cut that shit off, punish immediately.
Yeah, because I'm kind of the same way where it's just like, you know, I'm going to have, there's like obvious boundaries, man. There are obvious things. And it's like, if you're going to do them, it's like, cool, bro. I see where I stand.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to be doing single girl shit, you know what I mean? Like that, you know, you shouldn't be doing when you're in a relationship. Cool. That already tells me like this, I know where I stand to you. And I'm not going to deal with that anymore.
Yeah. She'll either get on the program of like, dude, every time I interrupt, he walks away, or she'll be like, this guy's an asshole, I still don't respect him, and then you'll know what to do from there.
But that's a part of putting your foot down, though. You know what I mean? Because a lot of guys, they're not going to walk away, or they're not going to say, hey, that's disrespectful. They just take it. Yeah. And that's what he was doing. He took it 4 times.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, bro, you need to learn to put your foot down with your girl. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? It's crazy to me. But hey,
because I mean, she is your wife, dude. I wouldn't recommend walking away quickly on this kind of scenario, because that's different, right?
Yeah.
But the idea still is like, there's got to be a reformatting of how the dynamic is going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. So that's why I didn't say that either. Because the other guy, that's his girlfriend.
That's his girlfriend, yeah. Who
cares?
cares?
Who gives a shit? Break up with her.
Yeah.
But this dude, he's got a wife. I wouldn't say divorce immediately.
Yeah.
Women would give that dumb advice.
Yes.
Divorce immediately.
Yes.
Nah, bro. Like,
because they would get a lot out of it.
Oh, 100%.
That's why they're like, oh yeah, just leave.
Yeah.
You get half his stuff, and then you get another man that just adds on top of that. So it's great.
Yeah.
But
right.
for dudes, yeah.
We can't give that advice. We're not going to sit here and destroy your life over some situation of a story, bro. No, it's just all you need to do is lay down the law on her and just instill respect back into your relationship, man. All right, we're going to get on to our last one for today. Am I the asshole for selling the motorbike I bought for my son? Okay, I, 48 male, bought a motorbike for my son, 18 male, about a year ago, and took him to get fitted for the protective gear. It was a 125cc, so like probably one of those little pocket bikes. I remember because my dad bought one of those before. Those things are pretty fun. Off-road scrambler. I hoped he would get into it and learn about it. Maybe even know a bit about driving when it comes to his lessons. He doesn't show much interest in it. I don't think he even got through a full tank of gas. A few months ago, we moved down the road, and I rented out the house we were in to a tenant. we had a field where we were, and we had a field where we were moving to. The tenant was big into motorbikes, thought though he does road bikes. His friend's son was apparently in the shed looking at the tenant's road bike when all of a sudden he was not interested in it at all. He was interested in the scrambler. His father came up, made me an offer, and I accepted. My son was very opposed to this. He said he'd start riding it. He offered to buy it for the same amount that I sold it for, but I went ahead and sold it. If he had moved it up here and ridden once since moving, this wouldn't have happened. Since he is annoyed that it was bought for him, he had said, or he had no say in it being sold. So am I the asshole for selling the motorbike that I bought for my son? As a dad, what you think?
That's interesting, because the idea of I do have this but I do have this thought roll around my head, right? Because the idea of once you buy something for someone and it being theirs is very interesting to me, you know? I still really haven't formulated too much of an opinion one way or the other, sort of, because my theory is if you bought it and you're like, hey son, this is yours, then you selling it is going back on that word, right? Because it wasn't like you needed the money, or like he was fine with the sale or anything like that, you know what I mean? Like, you kind of have to just, in my opinion, allow people to just be fucking wasteful. You know what I mean? Because you aren't really teaching people, like, you're not really teaching your son what it is to really hold something to value if you're just like, I'm going to buy this for you and take it back whenever I feel it's necessary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why it's like, it's kind of, I would say, yeah, you're probably an asshole for that, because while he didn't really value it, you also didn't give him the chance to then like, oh shit, this might get taken away. You know what I mean? Because humans, especially if he didn't earn the bike, don't really appreciate things they don't have to work for. You know what I mean? So you kind of just set him up for failure, and then you took it away from him and were like, yeah, dude, this is all your fault. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, in reality, especially because he offered like, hey, I'll buy it for the same price. Like, he really then was like, yeah, dude, like I'm kind of, you know what I mean? But you're like, no, like it'll be better appreciated. You know what I mean? You left it up for your own idea of what I deem worthy of this bike. And that's kind of an asshole move. You know what I mean? Because that was more, in my opinion, a power struggle than a real thought out choice of this will be better appreciated here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like you should have had that conversation with your son of like, hey, look, you really haven't fucked with this bike for over a year, and this boy really wants it. Their whole family's into dirt biking, off-roading, that kind of stuff. Like, I think it'd be better in better hands with them. Like, wouldn't you agree? And then if he's like, no, dude, like, I want to keep it, whatever, right? Then, like, cool, you know what I mean? Like, let him have it, right? Because at the end of the day, you bought it for him, and now you're just taking it back with just because you feel like it. You feel like it, like, this is what I should be doing, or this is what I feel like is the better option. When it's like, dude, your son hasn't really learned to appreciate it because he hasn't really gone through the steps of, like, this is what it is to have, like, a motorbike, whatever, right? You're robbing your son of building value to stuff, and you're also just kind of being a dick. So yeah, because that was my point of contention, because I was kind of in the mindset of like, no, you're not the asshole just because, you know, he didn't use it for so long. And I know when you're the type of person that buys something, you know, you kind of feel in a way like, oh man, I wasted my money. Yeah, you know, you have that kind of thought process to it. But and I hold to that, but then it gets to a point where you didn't even ask your son, you know, hey, can they buy it? Because of the idea of you bought it for him. So if you bought it for him
and then somebody else wanted to buy it and you see they don't really use it and whatnot, still show the respect of like, hey, they want to buy it. I know you haven't ridden it in a year. You know what I mean? Is that okay? Because he might have been, if you would have asked him, he probably would have been like, yeah, you know what, Dad, like, go ahead and just sell it to him. Like, I'm just not really interested in it anymore. I think the only reason why he showed interest in it is because you did that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think he really was actually interested. I think it's kind of that whole ordeal of, you know, when you have kids and you buy them a bunch of toys and they don't play with the toys anymore, and then another kid comes over and starts playing with the toys, all of a sudden your kid wants to play with the toys again. You know what I mean? It's like that's their only reason for being interested in it. I think that's kind of what was happening here. And so I guarantee you, if you would have asked him, you would have probably gotten a different answer. He probably would have been okay with you selling it. He probably would have looked at it like, yeah, you know, I don't use it all the time, this and that. But since you went behind his back, it kind of shows like, damn, man, that was mad disrespectful. Like, I would have gotten into it. I would have did this. I would have did that.
Yeah, because that's the exact scenario I have with my children. Is like, when I notice that shit's getting a little crowded, I'm like, dude, we need to get rid of some of this shit, right? Like, what are you guys okay with giving up? They have that, like, okay, I don't fucking use this stuff. Like, they go through and they pick out what I know they don't fucking use. You know what I mean? And even if they're like, I'm like, what about this? They're like, no, that's my favorite. And I'm like, is it really your favorite? You don't use it. You know, like, we talk about it. It's a talked about thing.
Yeah.
We have a open communication where once they okay it, we throw it away. You know what I mean? Because that's what we're doing. They're helping me achieve the goal that I have for the house. They also feel like they have control over their own stuff. And this is where I'm like, it doesn't even sound like from the thread that you bought the dirt bike so you guys could dirt bike together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was another thing where it's like, I think he was uninterested in it because he didn't want to do it by himself.
Yeah.
He was like, if you would have got a bike with him and you guys would have rode them together, I think he would have been way more into it than him just, hey, here's a bike, dude.
Yeah.
Go out and have fun.
Yeah.
You know?
And he's like, I didn't ask for this or anything, dude. And you're just like, here, go have fun. All right, I'm selling it now. Yeah, I mean, instead of like, this is an opportunity for us to both have a 125cc, or even if you want to do a 200, he gets a 125. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's just one of those things where, like, you know, you build that bond together with him. Of course, he's gonna really appreciate it then, but, like, you know, it just, this was poorly done on your part. I'll be honest.
It was. All right, man. Let us know what you thought about that in the comments. Let us know what you thought about the episode in general today. We appreciate you guys for coming out, hanging out, listen to you guys, listen to us yap and all that good stuff.
Yep.
Again, patreon.com/MyLastPodcast. Get that exclusive episode every single month, as well as the free episode in the beginning of the month. Audio listeners, thank you guys for downloading the episodes every week, coming out, hanging out with us, all that good stuff. Download the episodes, rate us 5 stars on your preferred platform. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, as well as subscribing on YouTube. Follow our boy at MikeLife333. Links are down in the description on TikTok as well as Instagram. And anything else to close out?
Yep. Just thank you guys so much. The support is really great. The channel growth has been really good. You guys have been really showing that you do like not only our episodes, but all the episodes. You really like the channel. And I can't thank you guys enough for that, as per usual. So, you know, thank you, and happy Father's Day. Not if you're a cuck.
Yeah, man, we had a lot of those this episode, man. Goddamn. All right, guys. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. He'll see you guys back on Sunday. We love you guys all. Peace.
Peace.